Welcome into another edition of Clout Demonz. We are glad to be with you on this Sunday evening. I'm Bree, joined by TJ, Jamil, Ron, and Stewie, of course, behind the keyboard. We have a pretty good show for you planned out for tonight. We want to start with, the elephant in the room, big thing of the week, SEC Media Days. Jordy was out in Atlanta all week getting some good content. We had great content for FN Digital Media. I think one of the biggest things to come out of that is that LSU was predicted to be 5th in the SEC West. Alabama, of course, predicted to win the SEC championship. I don't remember a time where they weren't predicted to win the championship, SEC championship. But LSU is predicted to be 5th in the West. So what do y'all think about that and where they stand? Do you think people are underestimating LSU and BK and all that?
Absolutely. I think that 5th in the West is not going to happen. If anything, I see us as low as 3rd behind Alabama and possibly Texas A&M. But Arkansas is not a better team than us. Auburn is not a better team than us. And, yes, our team is being looked at, I think, based on their performance the last couple of seasons. But the talent that we know that is in the room and in some of those position rooms is off the charts. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to finish 5th in the West at all.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're being underestimated. I mean, they're kind of underestimated every year. I mean, you look at the 2019 season, and they were not predicted to even come close to a national championship. Joe Burrow was not even in the Heisman conversation at the start of that season. So I think LSU's always been that team that's like, you don't know what you're going to get from them until they take the field. Like, you think they're going to be good, and then they're not. I mean, personally, I thought last year that they were going to go, only lose, maybe 3-4 games, right? And they were at least going to make, a New Year's 6 or something like that, or a pretty, big bowl game. But obviously that's not what happened. I went on national television and said how good LSU was going to be, and I look like a dumbass, 6 weeks later, and I was like, wow. So it's I don't want to get my hopes up in saying that they're going to finish first, second, third in the West, or even make it to somewhere like an SEC championship. But I feel like they're on the right track to that. They have a loaded roster, a lot of guys coming back, guys from the transfer portal that have plenty SEC experience and have a few years of that under their belt. You have a quarterback room that's completely stacked with guys that you can use in different ways. You have dual threats, you have gunslingers, you got guys that can run. You have a lot of guys in that quarterback room who can really make a difference in the game. And I know BK wants to he doesn't want to have the 2 quarterback system, switch him out. And he wants to have one QB1 and, keep him there. And I think we all have a agreement that that guy is Garrett Nussmeier. We've talked about it plenty of times before that Garrett should be the top pick. For me personally and for all of us, think that Garrett should be the top pick. But they're not going to announce any of that until it gets closer to September 4th against Florida State. But I feel like LSU is on the right track. They have what they need offensively. I think the only thing really I question and have concerns about is the offensive line, because they weren't great last year. I mean, you look at that game against Auburn, Max Johnson got sacked. It seemed like every other play he was getting sacked. So offensive line really wasn't where they need to be, but I think they could get better. I think they could get where they need to be. Brad Davis is the only returning coach from last year's staff to be on BK's staff. So he's built a relationship with these guys over the past, year and a half. And I think he could make a difference, getting to know these guys better, getting to know what they can do physically is going to be able to help them with the communication on the field. Defensively, LSU's not called DBU for nothing. And I think they're pretty stacked with, the DBs on there. And then that defensive line and linebackers and all that stuff, what more can you ask for? Kayshawn and BJ Ojulari are predicted to go first team All-SEC, Ali Gay, second team All-SEC, and Mason Smith, third team. I mean, those 3 out of those 4 names, BJ, Ali, and Mason Smith, those are 3 guys that if I was on offense, I would want to go up against, because those are guys that are really slap you down and not give a damn about it. So I think LSU is very underestimated when it comes to the committee and the people that vote. But I guess we'll see. I mean, everybody was so hyped up for UCLA last year in the Rose Bowl, and everybody thought it was going to be an easy win. And then get in there and get your ass kicked. So UCLA walked all over LSU. So I guess we'll see. It's just a waiting game at this point. Fall camp's coming up on August 3rd. So we'll really get to see how they developed since spring ball. So it'll be interesting to see, where things have gone since then. I mean, they've been working with the SWAT team, weight groups, all summer. So it'll be interesting. But what do y'all think with the predictions about Kayshawn, BJ, Ali, and Mason on the All-SEC team?
I agree with those three names for sure. I do say, I'm going to keep saying it, Malik Neighbors, he's not on none of these watches or for none of the awards list or whatever the case may be, but I believe he's one of the most underrated players on our team that has a lot of talent.
I saw a lot of comparisons to him and Jamar.
Yeah, and even K Falk, when he was on Where My Dog's At, he was talking about how he believes that Malik Neighbors is one of those slept-on receivers in the wide receiver room, but we just didn't get to see, I was able to see him play and practice and stuff like that before he had gotten injured and even afterwards, but it was just not worth rushing him back last year, and respect to the coaches and the trainers and the staff for making that call. But Malik Neighbors is going to be a guy. Kayshawn, he should win one of those top awards this year if he performs on the field. So, yeah.
Jamil, what did you take away from what K Falk said on Where My Dog's At last week?
Whenever we talk about Malik Neighbors, I think I like that point comparing him to Jamar Chase, because I know they get a lot of talk about Kayshawn, but we have other guys in the receiver room that are just as good. Well, not just as good, but that next talent. So that was the biggest thing. So I think that most people didn't really notice that he could play like that.
So we all know the first game of the season is Florida State in New Orleans in the Superdome. LSU's no stranger to that. Last time LSU took the field in the Superdome, they won a national championship. So the energy is going to be there. I mean, it's damn near a home game. Everybody's going to be out there. I know all of us will probably be out there. And it's going to be a big weekend, party in Champion Square. TJ, I know you mentioned before the show there's a concert on the Friday night of that weekend, on Labor Day weekend. So that'll be fun for a bunch of LSU students to get out there. The very beginning of the fall semester, so I think it'll be fun to just kind of brush off those first few weeks of classes starting, take a little break. Labor Day weekend, we don't have school the next Monday, so we can go out and party after the game and live it up in New Orleans. New Orleans is always a fun place to party. But second game of the season, first home game of the season, probably one of the most longly awaited games ever. It's unprecedented. The first time in school history that LSU is taking on Southern University in Tiger Stadium. It's going to shut all of Baton Rouge down, in my opinion. The whole city.
Shreveport to New Orleans is going to be in that game.
Yeah, it's going to be a game that you don't want to miss. Mm-hmm. I've already had people texting me, how do I get tickets? Can you give me tickets?
Nope.
Stuff like that.
Nope.
It's already been a big debate about that on Twitter.
I saw that.
Tickets and stuff.
Can I get tickets?
I think that it wasn't.
No.
I would say that they didn't plan things the best on the southern side, I guess, with tickets. But I see where they were coming from when it comes to how they distribute the tickets with alumni and then season ticket holders, and then having the students go last and their tickets are in the nosebleeds, which makes sense because you're getting money from them every single year. I might as well make sure they sit in a good spot.
Right, and I mean, that's just kind of how it goes for away game. For when you're an away team, you put the band and your season ticket holders and your, alumni, your boosters and all that stuff. You put them there, and then, you kind of give the tickets out sparingly. And, I mean, TJ, you went to Texas, and y'all were in the nosebleeds as the away visitors. Yeah. So it's, kind of normal to have the away team that way. But Southern students know a lot of LSU.
They think it's a home game, though. That's why it's kind of a big deal, even though it's you're still.
But it's not.
It's not a home game.
It's not.
It's still in Baton Rouge, but it's not. A
home game. You mean you're playing in LSU Stadium? It's an away game. Even though you're only 20 minutes down the road, but a lot of Southern students know LSU students. You can easily get student tickets, LSU student tickets. And one of my friends that goes to Southern said, "Oh, I know LSU gave their students tickets first. We got our tickets like a month ago,
But we also had to buy them.
we had to buy
They were
them.
like,
But
oh, the tickets are
also-
so high, they should be free.
We
this,
bought
and
we
that.
bought them, but we bought the whole season.
Right.
We bought season tickets.
That's why you buy a season
And then
ticket.
they had
Exactly.
individual ones afterwards, but it's still like it's not a free game.
Exactly. The only games that we don't get access to in our season ticket package is the Florida State game, and if we go to any bowl games
Right.
or away games. Away games, they give like packages away kind of thing. Like I know they do a couple of things, like they'll get a bus and like bring a bunch of people or whatever. But that's just
Speaking
kind of how it
of,
goes.
hold on, why you mentioned that the LSU student government is doing the bus trip for the Auburn game October 1st, so that is coming back to campus this year. So I think they said we have like just over 100 or right at 100 some people, students who will be able to go. So information about that, I'll talk about it on here, but there'll be information coming out about that too.
If you can have a link, if you could put it in the chat,
Mm-hmm.
you can put a link in there. That way people, any students, LSU students that are watching can go to that link and figure out how to get signed up and how to, get that rolling and get that going. But going back to SEC Media Days, Brian Kelly's first SEC Media Day, his first media day since 2009, Notre Dame, they're not in a conference. They're kind of like an independent school, so they don't have media days. And this is the first time Brian Kelly has gotten up in front of all this media and talked and done the whole shebang in 12 years. So the last time he did it, he was a head coach at Cincinnati. And they asked him a lot about, what he thought about Louisiana and what's his favorite parts about Louisiana. I mean, he didn't really like dance or, of course they're going to bring up the fake accent and stuff like that. Everything that Brian Kelly was notorious for whenever he first got to LSU. But they asked him, what's your favorite food in Louisiana? And he said crawfish etouffee and grilled oysters are at the top of his list. Crawfish etouffee is one of my favorites. I don't touch oysters. It grosses me out. But
Even char grilled with some cheese.
I never
char grilled
had
is the
them.
only one
I
that
like
I
them
eat.
raw.
That's the thing. Whenever I see someone eating raw oysters, it makes me want to throw up.
With like a cracker and some hot sauce.
I'm out,
Them
dog.
things
No.
good, man. Them things
I
I can do
might-
it by itself.
I might try them char grilled, but I
They
I
like
wouldn't try
those.
them raw.
I'm out, dog.
That's
I'm out.
disgusting.
Char
When they're
grilled is
cold, it
good.
does have like a different texture taste, but like char grilled, it's a lot better. People would like those better
That's
Char grilled
disgusting.
is good. That's how I
with that
tried them.
cheese.
Mm,
It's good.
yeah.
That's nasty.
I
But
tried
raw.
my first set of oysters at Acme. And
That was probably the best that you get.
They was good, yeah.
Mm.
Char grilled.
So
Char
speaking
grilled.
of that, going on with BK said, what's y'all favorite Louisiana food? I mean, I know Jamil and TJ aren't from Louisiana, but
I got
me, Stu,
Louisiana
and Ron are.
ties. I got
Look,
Louisiana
yeah,
ties.
everybody got Louisiana ties.
Yeah, everybody
but
got Louisiana ties.
Everybody.
When it come to Louisiana. We get it.
I really do. I'm not
We
playing.
know.
I really do.
We know y'all want to be from the boot. Let's
I would too if I
like
wasn't
being
from it.
Dallas. It's okay.
Right.
yeah, I would too.
tell them, Ryan.
So what's y'all favorite like Louisiana food?
TJ.
I'm thinking
Crawfish etouffee.
Mm,
crawfish in general. Like
that's
I
not
love
it.
Yeah.
Crawfish is a
I don't know.
pastime. They don't feel you.
I've
up.
had everything like at home, like with my grandparents. So like, I don't know.
Would you say like eating Louisiana food in Texas is different from eating it in Louisiana?
Absolutely.
Because like I've always
Not for
heard like
me.
it's different. Like Mexican food in Texas is way different than it is in Louisiana and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Papa
It
Do was
depends.
good.
Papados is like the best thing that you get to like something out here.
Mhm.
But that's like it's pretty close.
Papados is like my favorite.
Oh
restaurant.
God,
Papados is like it's better than the places I've been to out here.
I
Damn.
gotta get
I say I be
Damn.
telling my
Slightly.
mom.
Every time I'm in
Boy.
Texas,
Yeah, for honest little Papa.
That's why I'm like, it's
every
kinda-
time I'm in
it's good.
Texas, I gotta go there. Every time.
Yeah,
Papados is-
I would say my favorite Louisiana food is gumbo.
Yeah.
I'll eat that any time of year. I don't give a damn if it's 105 degrees outside. I'm gonna eat me some
in
gumbo.
a cold room.
I grew up on it. My papa's gumbo is my favorite. Nothing touches it, and I'll tell my dad that, and my dad will get his feelings hurt, but it's okay. My papa's gumbo is my favorite. In my hometown, we have the Louisiana Gumbo Festival. Some of the best gumbo you'll ever eat.
I've only eaten gumbo once since I've been here.
Wait,
Really?
Nah,
Shut
you,
up.
TJ, you lying. You gotta be lying.
You
You gotta be lying.
I know
ain't
you
be having to
lying.
lie.
TJ.
No.
I'm so serious. Like,
How you only eat gumbo?
I
You've
ain't
been here
gonna
for
lie.
3 years.
I don't know. Like, it was good. Don't get me wrong.
We're
but
gonna have to
it's
get you some
nothing that
gumbo.
I
Have
But
back
you can't
to
eat
get.
everybody's gumbo.
And
Can't
that's
eat
the-
everybody's
everybody's
gumbo.
Everybody
No,
can't.
you-
No, you know what's
can't.
different? Everybody's potato salad.
And then I don't want it.
I
out of
don't
the
taste.
restaurant,
I don't
so-
eat everybody's potato salad. I don't like a
Alright.
lot
Potato
going
salad
on in my
kinda-
potato salad.
Wait,
Yeah.
go back, Ron. What you said?
Potato salad kind of.
No,
it ain't
but when it
gonna-
comes to gumbo,
It's gotta
I
touch
eat
some
potato
bacon.
salad with gumbo and like rice dressing.
Yeah.
I
ain't
put the
never had
potato
that.
salad in the gumbo. I got to. Some people think that's gross, but I
might
put the
go
potato
like-
salad in the
I'll
gumbo.
go
I mean,
like-
when you mix it, it's probably. But by
I'd
itself,
try
potato.
it, but
Yeah, but see, I'll go like a bite of gumbo and then get a bite of.
Yeah, on the same
Potato
spoon.
salad.
But
It's
our
like the
potato
perfect
salad
bite.
with like barbecue. Like in Texas, we'll have that, and I'll have it next to like some brisket and like some baked beans. Next to the baked beans is real good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
No, my mama cooks rice dressing. I eat potato salad with it, and it's great. I love it. That's two things from my grandparents that will never get old to me: is my mama's rice dressing and my papa's gumbo.
Wait, so do y'all call it rice dressing or dirty rice?
Either.
Yeah.
My mama calls it rice dressing, so I always think,
Yeah,
but that's
I
the
was
same
like,
thing.
Rice dressing.
Huh?
That's the
Yeah,
same
it's the
thing?
same
Yeah.
thing. Rice dressing, dirty rice. I don't like it when people cook it like out the box. It's
Yeah.
not the same.
It's
It
never
don't
good
taste
out
the
box.
same.
That's with anything. That's how you could tell somebody not from Louisiana if they start cooking like stuff out the box, like that Zataran jambalaya mix.
I will never eat
Not that
jambalaya.
random.
I will never eat jambalaya, dirty rice, gumbo. If it comes out the box, I'm
No.
not eating that.
I don't want
It's
that.
not happening.
Tell your mama I don't want it.
Yeah.
Same with the gravy. It come out of a bag or a jar. Nah, you gotta make your roux your own self.
I saw somebody on
no.
TikTok making a
Yeah.
gumbo with no roux. I'm like, that's not gumbo.
Gotta
Wait,
make
so
that
what they
roux
made it
your
with
own
water?
Huh?
Flour and
They
water.
made it with water?
Like chicken broth.
Ugh.
That's
Water,
not.
burn
You
it.
cannot have a gumbo if you don't have a roux. You can't have a sauce piquant. You don't have a roux. You can't have a stew if you don't have a roux. You
None of
need to
that.
have a roux.
yeah.
Have
See,
to.
I'm gonna go. See,
They
my
have
favorite,
like pre-made roux mix, but it doesn't.
That's
taste
not the
the
same.
It
my
doesn't
favorite
taste the
Louisiana food is stew. Like,
Stew.
yeah.
same. Of course.
Yeah.
Cowboy stew.
Of course.
Of course.
I only like it homemade though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Some homemade stew.
With
Yeah.
the potatoes, the eggs, carrots,
yeah.
and the
Tell 'em,
all
tell
I
'em.
saw
'em,
somebody
Ron.
make
All
it
of
on
them,
TikTok
Ron.
earlier, and it.
All it.
Tell them, Ron.
Man.
Put a little hot sauce in there. Ooh.
Hot sauce, the Tonys, all that.
Don't even do it to me.
The onion powder.
Boy, about to
Not the onion powder.
powder,
He
man,
said
look.
the onion
Look, you
The
gotta-
powder.
onion powder, the cayenne pepper, all that. That's a game changer. You need all them seasonings.
Let them know, Ron. See, this is
See,
that.
Ron.
This that 337.
This that
337.
OP really showing
We
up.
really giving y'all that
Walk with me,
337
gang.
seasoning, giving y'all that the right ingredients. Because some of y'all don't season y'all food.
And they don't.
We see it.
Why you pointing?
I am my
Hell.
food.
We see.
No, I'm
Nah,
pointing to the
'cause-
camera because we see y'all.
Oh.
I thought you was pointing at me.
I was like, is there something you need to tell us?
Right.
I don't believe Opelousas is a real place. I don't believe
Man,
Ron
Tony
is a real
Sasheries.
person.
20 Sash, home of 20 Sashes.
Let her know, Ron.
I like Slappy Mama better than Tony Sasheries.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, I like Slappy Mama.
All the same thing.
Anyway, back to BK. BK's never coached in the SEC. He's been a head coach in the SEC, and he said that he's never been to many of the venues in the SEC. So it'll be cool to see him go to Auburn and go to Kyle Field
those
and
are
go
the
to
ones he
Florida.
mentioned. Like he said, he's excited to go to play
Because
at Auburn in those
when
stadiums.
you think about like college football stadiums, I think about the intensity of the swamp in Florida. I think about how loud and cult like Texas A&M is, and like the 12th man and all those traditions. There's so many different traditions within the SEC and just like the South. And I think it would be cool for BK to go experience that. I mean, he's from the Northeast. Not a lot of traditional cultural things up there.
Yeah,
I've been out
A
on
lot of assholes.
Boring.
I'm out on A&M.
Huh?
I'm out on A&M.
What you mean?
Like just the whole vibe. Like the whole
Yeah.
A&M vibe is just too much for me.
What do you
Like,
mean?
I don't understand
what
how
you
people.
mean?
I don't even know
Did
how
you
they
not see
recruit
the-
in
Did
Texas.
you not see the
A&M.
Yale leader smack his own ass for the College World Series? Like that right there alone should tell you everything you need to know
Kyle
about
Field
A&M.
is different.
Kyle
Kyle
Field
Field
is
is so
different.
different.
That's it. Like
Yeah, it's
there's
different.
nothing that College Station
Bunch
has
of
to offer
weirdos.
besides
Kyle Field.
trees, land, and Kyle Field.
Weirdos.
And cows.
And blend.
Cows.
And blend. That's it.
Yeah, quite literally.
Weirdos.
Yeah, straight up weirdos.
The most
one of my
boringest place
one of my
ever.
friends' friends is about to be a freshman at A&M, and she's up there this summer. And I asked her yesterday on FaceTime. I was like, "How do you like being in a cult? Is it fun?" She was like, "Oh, I love it."
That's exactly what it is.
And that's exactly.
See, she's just brainwashed.
That's what they
Yeah,
look like
they
when
brainwashed.
they be in the
went to A&M,
stadium.
and I'm like, yeah,
He's brainwashed.
absolutely.
The 12th.
I couldn't even imagine being. Never mind.
Right.
No,
An
ain't no
Aggie.
way, no.
I don't know what is an Aggie.
It's a
Is
well.
that a dog?
It's not the
a
dog.
but it's like
That ugly ass dog?
They
they
got Sally as their
I
mascot.
know. I don't know.
I don't know what breed of dog it is. I can't think of it, but Sally, whatever the hell.
So, our viewers, well, on my Instagram live, they
what's the
said
dog's name?
LSU versus LSU. They need insight. Are y'all tailgating and where?
I mean, tailgating is kind of all over campus.
It's all over.
So y'all don't got no. Y'all just gonna jump from tailgate to tailgate. You know.
For which
plan?
game?
LSU, SU. All I
See,
know,
outside.
I could only
Hey.
speak for. Let me
I'm
just
probably gonna
speak
be
for
in the
me.
Enchanted Forest.
I'm about to say the Enchanted Forest.
All right, so let me
Good
give.
everywhere.
Okay, y'all want some insight? I'm gonna give y'all
Everywhere.
some insight. I'm still acting like I don't know. So yeah, real life. The LSU SU tailgate. We getting the Unity Fields. So that's where we had a homecoming tailgate every year. So it's right there next to like LaVille, Acadia, all that, and that little other green dome
The
building. Yeah,
BAM community.
yeah. So we gonna have it over there.
On East Campus.
It's gonna be. Yeah, it's
I never
gonna
go
be-
to East Campus.
Me neither. This
I
is
feel
all-
like,
Stay-
That's the
especially
only time you go there.
That's the
though.
only time.
I
I've
stayed
been
over
on
there my
that
freshman
site.
year.
our freshman year, like I just felt like all like the cool people was on the west side.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you
Don't do
West
that.
Side is the best side,
Yeah.
yeah,
Don't do
you're
that.
not gang.
Don't do that.
Don't hate
I
from
was always
outside.
on the west side, but
If you don't
the
live on
only
that
reason
west
I
side of
didn't
campus,
stay on the west side is because I was like, I want to stay somewhere different, meet some new people. Don't know why I did that. I could have stayed in North. I was in Blake, the little
Oh,
community.
I'm sorry.
But the showers, it wasn't bad. Like
I was in South.
nobody
South
was ever in there.
South was, yeah.
South was fun. I mean, they had some creepers, but it was fun. I can't think of his name. You know exactly who I'm talking about.
Wait.
Bree, the viewer said you was
Hold
talking
up.
trash about OP in the chat.
Huh?
The viewers in the chat said you was talking trash about OP.
Oh,
I was
they got
just
on you. Nah, they got on you. People from
I
OP
was
got on you.
joking.
We got him.
I wasn't talking trash. I just think it's not a real place because Ron is just so like,
Boys and Appaloosas,
OP
man.
till I die.
Driving through from
Man.
Dallas, it doesn't seem like it's a real place.
Right.
It's like you're not there anymore.
The
Like
Baton Rouge exit right there.
it's literally like not there.
Y'all
Me and
funny.
Jamil have this thing where like when people are a certain way or like something is a certain way, we're like that's not real.
You're not even a real person.
You're not a real person.
Like absolutely not.
Oh,
Lab
well, y'all
created.
must have really never heard of Franklin then.
Franklin is not a real place, and you're not a real person.
Okay.
Anyway, so the one thing that I saw before the show is that they brought everybody into Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta to vote on who they thought was going to rank in the SEC West and East, who's going to win the SEC championship, yada, yada, yada. Of course, Alabama is always pretty much voted to win the SEC championship. But what I thought was the most interesting is that one person, one very hopeful person, voted Vanderbilt to win the SEC championship.
And not LSU,
Okay.
Not a single person voted for LSU.
That's a
which
joke.
is crazy.
Yeah, one for A&M.
They could vote
one
for Arkansas.
Yeah, one for A&M, one for Vanderbilt, 3 for South Carolina, 18 for Georgia, and Alabama won by a landslide, 158.
I think Georgia this ain't even a question, but I think Georgia personally is the best team in the SEC right now. They didn't lose that many guys.
They lost a lot on defense.
But that's what I was just
They
about
lost
to say.
their 2 middle linebackers.
Their defense was their strength, and it ultimately is what helped them win the national championship. But I think Georgia's still the team. Like, they got the momentum. They got the – I mean, but it is kind of difficult to say that, too, because, like, Jermaine Burton gone,
Right.
and that was a target
See,
for
I would
them.
say Alabama is the team.
Yeah.
Because of returning production on defense. Like you said, Georgia lost a lot on defense. Alabama returns everything that Georgia lost. Alabama returns that.
And then they get Elias.
Exactly. And then they just got Elias Ricks.
I
They
mean,
got-
I feel like
Nick
every
Saban,
time
Nick Saban talked about Elias Ricks, and it didn't like
it didn't seem like
it
he
didn't
liked
sound
him that
confident. I didn't really like how it came off. I don't remember exactly.
I think he said Elias has to learn our process at
Yeah.
Alabama and learn our
I
system.
just feel like Nick Saban's a very, like, I'm not going to take your bullshit.
He doesn't
type of
care that
coach.
his name is Elias Ricks. at the end of the day.
He just won't play.
Yeah.
Right.
Literally.
Do y'all think Elias Ricks transferring to Alabama was a smart move?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't think so either.
Absolutely not.
And I don't remember who it was, but one NFLSU guy, one LSU alum. Maybe it was Tyran. I'm not sure. But somebody on Twitter, whenever he did transfer to Alabama, it was a few months ago, that's why I don't remember, said, like, what is this transfer portal? Like, what's going on with transfer portal?
Tyrann Mathieu.
It was Tyrann Mathieu. He was like, you know, like, whenever I was in college, if you were to transfer somewhere like Alabama, like, what the hell is wrong with you?
And I mean, Tyrann said it. He had to sit behind Pat P. He had to sit behind some people
I feel like the
start.
problem with the transfer portal nowadays is that nobody wants to wait their turn. Everybody wants things yesterday.
Yeah, and that's what I didn't like about the post that they had made, that they had said that there's been conversation with the committee about, like, people not having to sit out and stuff. Like, granted, like, your situation may not work out of school. Like, I understand that, but, like, I feel like it's not teaching.
It teaches discipline.
It's not teaching fight through nothing. Like, you look at guys like Tyrann, you look at guys like Pat P. Like, you look at all these guys.
Look at Joe Burrow.
You look at all these people who waited their time and their turn to be that guy, to be that person, and now it's just like, oh, it's not working out here, I'm just gonna leave. Like, it just gives quitter mentality. It doesn't give that you could persevere through anything.
And I think that can all go back to scenario by scenario, because sometimes it actually works out for the better. I mean, Joe Burrow, prime example. He waited in the background in the shadows for 3 years, came to LSU, was a starter, won a Heisman, and you know the story. But I feel like some guys, they transfer and you never hear about them again.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally.
And I thought the rule before COVID was that if you transfer inside your conference, like if you go to another SEC school, you got to sit out a year.
It was anywhere.
It was anywhere?
Anywhere. You had to sit out a season.
But now, you can go in and just play.
They even did that for high school, too.
Yeah.
What, that you could transfer anywhere you want?
No, like, if you did transfer, you had to sit out.
No, yeah, I remember when I was in high school, some guy from Vanderbilt Catholic High School in Houma transferred. He moved.
You're talking about the kid that transferred from Vanderbilt to Hahnville?
To Hahnville.
And couldn't play his senior
year?
year?
He couldn't play his senior year because he thought he was going to get away with
What was
it.
his name? Andrew Robinson?
That's how they do
Something
it.
like that, yeah.
Like,
That's
sometimes they won't even sign your papers over to go to the next school, so you cannot play your junior or senior year just because they hating, so...
Yeah. I mean, if he would have sat out, I mean, he couldn't because he was a senior, but say he would have transferred as a sophomore and sat out his junior year and played a senior, it would have worked, but it just didn't happen like that. And, I think, with the LHSAA, you can't recruit, but they be recruiting. Huh?
Schools do it.
Yeah, schools do it. I mean, I know from experience, E.D. White Catholic High School in my hometown, they show up to Thibodeau High School practices to see the guys at Thibodeau High and try to, like, scope out what they're doing and try to get guys. And, I mean, E.D. White went to a state championship last year for the first time in God knows how long. But
I went to private school. I know the moves.
We had one of those dynasties.
I went to private school. I know the moves.
We had one of those that
Private
got shut
school.
down, though.
Got to get them in 8th grade. That's what it is.
8th grade?
That's the
Big
move.
recruiting
See,
dynasty.
because
Yeah.
if you get them in 8th grade, the move is you get them in 8th grade, they don't have to sit out in high school.
Right.
They're already on campus. They already go to your school. And then once they get to high school, you can start them at freshman year.
right.
That's what happened with Malik. When he was leaving
Neighbors?
Como, when he was leaving Como, he was trying to go to Southside, a new school they had built in Lafayette. But Como didn't want to let him go because, like, Como and Southside, like, they in the same district and stuff, and they 5 minutes from each other. So,
Yeah.
like, I remember there was this whole Free Malik thing, like, on social media and stuff to, like, try to get him to play because it was his senior year and he had all these offers, but they still didn't let him.
Yeah, he didn't play his senior year.
Who was that?
Malik Neighbors
Malik
didn't play
Neighbors,
his senior
I
year.
remember that. We couldn't recruit. That's why I was making sure he was talking about we couldn't recruit him that year.
I saw somebody repost his post on social media. He's partying up in L.A. with OBJ.
I was just
Living it up.
I was gonna bring that up, but I was gonna bring that up when we was talking about, like, what to expect and the predictions of the season and whatnot. I will say that based on, like, how I've seen the guys interacting and with each other, and, like, we talked about the Top Off or the Vet Motors video that they made last week, and then, like, just to see half the football team going to one city right before fall camp, like,
That's that NIL money.
Yeah, NIL booming right now, but it's like to see all of them, like, building that team bond. Like, granted, on the field, there's things that you do and in the facility that you do to build the team bonding. What happens off the field or the court, whatever, that builds that team, that trust, like, all that stuff plays a factor, I believe. So it's good to see them, like, having some good camaraderie and being in the room with guys like Odell and Jalen Ramsey and getting exposed and experience like.
I'm sure they weren't talking a whole lot about football.
Yeah, I'm sure they weren't. But
I think they were probably like pouring down shots or some shit.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
you know that there's
you build that relationship with them.
Expectation, yeah.
Right.
So like you know that Malik and Odell maybe at the event they didn't talk about football, but on the side it's like, bro, you know, you that guy. Like you need to perform. So and when you hearing that from a guy like. That's what make LSU different. Like we always say, like you hearing Odell in your ear. You got Tyron, if you play DB here, in your ear. Like you have people who are very, very successful at what they do constantly in your ear. Like, you know, it's a win-win.
All right, we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be joined by 2 LSU Tiger Girls talking about their national championship. If I'm not mistaken, the only team in LSU this past year to win a national championship. They'll be joining us right after the break. We'll talk a little bit about their journey to get to where they were in the UDA Nationals. We'll talk about what's next for them in their senior years, and we'll give a little college advice. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
In a wreck, Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys is ready to go to work for you. Come meet your team.
I'm your intake specialist. I coordinate your case and connect you with your attorney and paralegal.
That's us, your legal team.
Thanks. And we'll fight to get you every dollar you deserve.
I'm your settlements and disbursement manager, and I'm here to get you paid on time.
I'm attorney Gordon McKernan. Put our team to work today. Just call us. Get it done.
Sports with it. It's just like anything else. I mean, I don't want to get into hyperbole, but it's, you know, everything is. I mean, frankly, I'm still worried more about concussions. You know, we don't talk about it much anymore, but, you know, we've kind of helped solve it in a lot of ways and make the game a lot safer. So anytime we have existential threats, which this one could or could not be, we just deal with it, and we will deal with it. You know, it's just part of the game. And, you know, I don't mind a lot of what's come out of this movement of doing more for the student athletes, but like anything else, it boomerangs a little too far, and you got to swing it back into, hey, what we do for the student athletes, and it's a hell of a lot, and I'm proud of that fact that we are leaders in doing that, but we're going to do it right. You know, the Tiger Athletic Foundation and in partnership, obviously, hand in hand with what we do, funded a master plan study because I wanted to see, hey, what we needed, and I just didn't want my opinion. I've been a few places, and I have a good one, I think, but you just want to see how and what our needs are, and so we're in that process of looking at it, and obviously the PMAC is 50 years old this year, and probably needs some updating. It's got good bones, and maybe we can see what we can do with that. Same thing with all that, property that we have both down Nicholson and where we are currently on Nicholson and North Stadium. Is that, hey, is this the proper use and best use for that? Mm-hmm. And hand in hand with the university and what we do with TAF, we'll make those decisions, and we'll be prudent and thinking about what and how we do. Yeah, you know, it's kind of weird in a perverse way, Jordy, you know me well, is that I kind of relish in change, and I do like it. I'm one of the few people that embraces it, and we're very lucky at LSU to have it, to be where we are and to be able to do that. I mean, I can't say that for everyone in the business because it is unsettling in a lot of ways. But for us, you know, change is a good thing, and I think we're going to be the beneficiary of it. And it's not gonna stop. It's just going to keep on going. Yeah. And I'd be lying to you if I told you I had a crystal ball and can tell you what was going on and what's going to happen. But you know, we're going to be here, and we're going to embrace it, and we're going to take advantage of it the best we can.
All right, welcome back. After we took a quick break, we are now joined with 2 Tiger Girls, 2 seniors, and they're going into their senior year, Kalia Kohler and Sanai Frierson. So we're so happy that you guys have joined us. Y'all have been 2 integral parts of the Tiger Girls over the last 3 years, going on 4 years. So whenever you made the team going into your freshman year, what was that feeling like?
Man, well, we actually, I think it's funny, we met at tryouts our freshman year. She was probably like the first person I met there. And so once I met her, I was like, okay, we're in it. So we both were just super excited, honestly. I felt like individually we both brought something different to the team. And our class in general, it was the most out-of-state kids they've ever had, the most diversity that the team has ever had. So I think from our freshman year, that point was kind of just like it started a little different kind of shift in the culture of LSU Tiger Girls. And I think I'm just grateful that our class came together because there's just some really special people on the team.
Yeah.
So
I know you guys are like super, super close. Aren't y'all roommates?
Yeah.
I know you guys are super close. So what's it like building a bond like that? You know, just being on a team together and being with each other all the time. You know, how does that make y'all closer in y'all friendship?
I think exact same thing that she said. Like right when we had auditioned for Tiger Girls, she was literally like the first person I met, and I really feel like that was like God's way of just like bringing somebody new into my life. At the time, like I had a great friend group, but I think like she's like my one, like that one solid friend. So I'm grateful for Tiger Girls. Like they brought me, you know, my sister, my family, like a second family. Our team is like very, very family oriented. If you ever come into like our practices, we are
I've
very,
been. It's so amazing.
Okay,
Watching y'all, whenever I came to do that story for Tiger TV, watching y'all and how much y'all are such a tight-knit group. And like, it doesn't seem like there's any like catty drama or like no one like doesn't like each other. It just seems like y'all are just like all best friends and like y'all are just doing what y'all love, and that's so awesome to see that like, you know, y'all, I think that's what made y'all so great is that your personal relationships with each other are what they are, and that's obviously what makes y'all such a good team. Are y'all, I know you're out of state. Are you from out of state?
Yes, I'm from California. I think there's like 2 other girls that are from California too on our team. It's a lot of out-of-state people though.
So what made y'all want to come to LSU? Was it like, I know a lot of people that are from out of state would be like, I have ties to Louisiana, I have ties to LSU, so it's like my dream school. Was it like that for y'all, or was it a little different?
Yeah, I kind of have a tie. My mom is actually from New Orleans. Her whole side of the family is. So I knew that I wanted to come back out here, but I really was looking for a school that like was more for dance. I still wanted to compete, and like after college I still want to be like a professional dancer, so I wanted to make sure like I didn't lose like my technique and all that stuff. So LSU is like a top collegiate dance school. It's one of the best, and so yeah, it just caught my eye and I knew like I wanted to be on the team. What really pulled me towards it though was that I did see 2 other African American girls on the team, and that was really, really important to me. There's like not a lot of college dance teams that don't have a lot of black girls on there. So that's so important to me because I want to make sure like I am comfortable.
You don't want to feel like an outsider.
Yes. And thank God, like I don't know what it was, but our year there were so many like black girls that had came on the team. So that made me feel a lot more better about auditioning.
I actually don't have like a single tie to Louisiana at all. I was a high school dance team dancer and then studio as well. And I was talking to my mom one day, and I say it a lot, but I really think God brought me here because I was just watching like a bunch of dance teams, and I was like, Mom, I want to go down there. She was like, what the hell? Like, I'm from Minnesota, and all my friends were like, Louisiana, where is that? And then people down here are like, Minnesota, where is that? So I think God really just brought me down here, honestly, and I just felt like this was a place I could make a difference, and I felt like out of all the places I could fit in here, and it was one of those things. I got down here, and obviously like you're a freshman and it takes a while, but then I really looked back probably after our freshman year when we went to nationals, and I was like, I think I found the spot for me. So it was kind of one of those things. It's super weird, but
so to go off the story from this past year, you guys weren't able to compete in 2021 at nationals, and I know that was really heartbreaking for you guys. I know you guys have told me, but tell our viewers, like, what was the motive behind Like a Boy? If our viewers don't know, they are the UDA D1A hip hop national champions. They danced to Like a Boy by Sierra, and it went viral. Literally everyone at nationals fell in love with the dance, fell in love with the team, because they sent such a powerful message that was so different than, you know, the typical UDA dances that you see. Yeah. So what was, you know, the motive behind creating something like that?
Yeah, it really started with our choreographers. They came in one day and they were very excited, and they had like an idea. They wanted to put it on us. That's how they usually always come in during our summer camp. So they came and they played the song for us, and we were like, are y'all for real? Like, because it was just one straight song. And, you know, for Dance Team World, like, they don't usually do that. They
it's
don't
like a mix.
It's a mix, yeah.
Right.
So the last time we did a mix, and honestly, it didn't really fit us well, like, our team that year, but this, you know, the past year, which we won with, it fit us, like, perfectly, that one song. And we just danced to it, and I don't know, it just went on our body really well. The choreo, like, fit us really well. And our team dynamic was just, like, that's really what helped us. You know, that family-oriented type of style, like, especially in our practices, like, we were going hard. Like, we put in a lot of overtime. So I think that's what really helped us, like, get that win. Yeah,
and I think, I mean, I talk about it a lot just individually with you sometimes, but I think it was really important for us to be recognized as athletes at the school, and I'm kind of a broken record about that, but I think as us coming into college, it was just, oh, you guys are like the Tiger Girls.
You were just like spokespeople.
Yes, yeah.
But I think it's like, you know, you guys and the cheerleaders were very overlooked as athletes. Y'all were just kind of like another version of Mike the Tiger, the mascot. Right. And no one really took into consideration that you guys put in just as much work as the football team, as the gymnastics team, as the baseball team.
Yeah.
And y'all practice hard. And not only are y'all getting dances ready for games and appearances, but y'all are putting work in for months to get ready for nationals. And I think that was very overlooked. And so I felt bad for y'all whenever they told you y'all couldn't go, but y'all still had to dance at games and make appearances. So I know that was really heartbreaking. So I think, you know, that dance was so much more than just a dance, especially for you guys having to go through that.
That was a hard time for us. Like when we were told no, especially like for our teammates, it was really sad. Like we all were just going through it, and we just couldn't believe we couldn't do something that we loved, but we still had to, you know, support basketball and, you know, get ready for a game, like pick yourself up, even though you're getting denied of what you love and what we came here to do. You know, I'm from out of state. I'm from California. So if I would have, you know, known like that my school would be telling me no, it, you know, I would have looked at it a little differently. So
yeah, it was definitely, I think even like stuff outside of nationals, it's just like little things that we peep that like we're not put on the student athlete like GPA list. And it's like, okay.
But you still have all the accesses to like the Cox Communication Center, and like y'all can go to the training room and stuff.
We right now, so starting probably, I think it was 2021 when it all went down. We always had access. It kind of, I describe it like we have it, but we don't. So we get to go into Cox because we need study hours, but there's certain things we don't get any academic advising. We don't get tutors. They sometimes say we don't get food, stuff like that. And then our freshman year, we had a trainer, but it wasn't like a full access trainer that was in there. So now we do have a full-time athletic trainer, so that's awesome. We are in Cox now, but we're still trying to kind of get some similarities with other athletes, and I think we're super grateful for a lot of the things we do have, because a lot of college dance teams across the
you guys kind of set the precedent of what's to come, and like building a whole new outlook on you know, college dancers and college cheerleaders and just like spirit squads necessarily. Like you're looked at a lot differently. Do you think winning the national championship had some effect on that?
Yes, a lot. Like, and I think that was our goal. Our goal wasn't really like, oh, we want a ring, you know, we want a trophy. That win was for us to get up there, like, in our school, because we were, you know, being put down. So, like, if we win this, like, I think we'll be able to get, like, more opportunities from LSU. And we really have. Like, this summer, it's really starting to show, like, after we got this win. It's sad that it took that to, you know, like, get these opportunities, but if that's what it had to be, that's what it had to be. And we knew that was our goal. And that's why we put a lot of overtime in. And we're going to continue to. You know, I made sure, like, I did not want to leave LSU until I got a ring for this team, for this program, so that the program could go up and up after us, you know, leave a legacy and never, you know, just leave it for the dust.
It wasn't just the LSU community that heard your message and saw your dance. Y'all went viral. All over TikTok, all over literally everywhere. I can't even count how many like appearances and interviews y'all have done.
Yeah.
What was that like? Like, were y'all expecting that after, you know, you got the response you did at nationals and like seeing everyone do your dance? Like, what was that like for y'all?
I did not expect it at all. I don't know. Some of my teammates were like, "Oh, maybe," but I literally was like, "What is going on?"
Yeah.
Because I say this a lot to her, but I'm like, I just want to have fun. Like that's my main goal. Obviously, I want to advocate for this team. I want to do all those things, but I want to have fun because that's what we're here for dance. So we won, and we were like, "Oh my God, this is great!" And then like the following days after, we're like, oh my God. We're like sending it to each other. We're like, okay, like they like it, whatever. And then it just kept building momentum.
Yeah.
So, we got a lot of messages that people translated our dance into like things that they had going on in their personal life of just not being equal with a boy. And I was like,
got recognized by Sierra too, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd Sierra say?
She posted it on her Instagram story and was like,
and she was like,
great job, girls. Yeah.
We were on I was gonna say that we were on the bus, and like, you know, we had posted our video and stuff, like everything was coming out, and it was really starting to get momentum. Like once we saw that Sierra posted it, we were like, all right, like this is not a joke. So then that next day on TikTok, it was just going crazy. Like I'm a part of the social media for our team, so I had our Instagram and our TikTok, and like my phone was freezing. I had to like keep logging in and out of our stuff. So it was so cool. Honestly, it was a lot of fun, and we still get like interviews and stuff, and you know, I really love it though.
So we're so grateful.
Thank you.
Do y'all kind of like have like a little chip on your shoulder to say like we're the only team at LSU this year to win a national championship? I think it's pretty cool.
It is cool. Yeah, we just try to like stay humble and stuff, you know, like, but we are very proud of ourselves, and I think that's one thing, like on our team, we tell the younger people like, yes, we won and stuff, but keep it cute, keep it humble. Like we don't want to be like rubbing that in anybody's faces. So we're just grateful and like blessed that we got that, and we want to keep getting it. You know, we're not stopping there. Best believe that.
I know y'all can't say too much, but what's kind of the vibe for nationals next year? Is it going to be really powerful, something different?
I think when you're talking about like having a chip on your shoulder, that type of thing, I think that's the kind of vibe we're going for. I think that no matter what, we're always just going to stand out. And if that means win or not, we're always going to stand out and always make a statement. So I think we have a chip on our shoulder. We want to stay on top. It's hard to stay on top. And if anyone can do it, it's our team. So.
Yeah. The vibe is different. It's still different. Our vibe has never changed. And like, I think for sure this year we're going to have to really push to stay on top. So, you know, we just got done with camp, and like we had a good week. Our choreographers came back in, and they got to get a little feel of like the new freshmen. It's like different when you have a new team. So I think we're nervous about that just a little, because they're gonna have to really step up to the plate. There's only like a few people that can be on the mat, so it's like who's the best and who, you know, has the choreo down that's gonna be able to go into the performance. So yeah, we're just gonna see. And
I saw a lot of people kind of compare, you know, that team and the whole movement and everything to like they should have a Netflix documentary like here.
I saw that.
Do you think like that'd be something like really interesting to do?
I think it'd be super fun.
You think it'd be like must watch TV kind of stuff?
I think so.
Yes. Our team is like, it's juicy. I mean, it's not that we're like catty or anything like that. It's just like our practices, I'd be like, oh my God, like if anybody could just see the hours we practice for and like what we're doing in here, like they would not believe it. Like the cheer Netflix, like they're great. I love that show. I watched it from bottom to top, but dancing, it's like different. It's more, it's like very entertaining to watch. So and our team is like very good. These new freshmen are really, really good. Our seniors are good. So I think people would love our show.
I think it would just be funny.
Could y'all like tell us what a day in y'all's typical life like
during semester?
Y'all are talking about practice and stuff, and like I think people really fail to realize that y'all still have class, like, you know, athletes still have class, and then you have a social life, and you have on campus things, and you have football games on Saturdays, and then when basketball and in those seasons like coincide, like you're maybe at a basketball game 2 times a week, and then doing a whole football game on a Saturday in November. So like and then studying and things like that. So like what is y'all's lifestyle like in being like a student athlete?
Do y'all sleep?
And dance?
Do y'all breathe? Do y'all eat?
We have practice. So like our busiest season is probably like November-ish, because we're kind of transitioning.
You got those overlaps.
Yeah, that overlap.
And basketball and
stuff.
Yes.
So
for media.
So we have practice in the mornings, usually 3 to 4 times a week, but you never know, honestly. So it's probably going to be every day, but we have practice in the mornings. We go to class after that. A bunch of us work. Because we're on.
How do you have a job?
We're on a little bit of scholarship, like a little bit, but nothing compared to obviously the other sports. So a lot of us teach at dance studios just to help out with parents' tuition, stuff like that. And then, like you said, basketball is usually Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. So we have that. Football on Saturdays. We have promotions. Yep, women's and men's. We have promotions for the school that they want us to go out and do appearances. So in a full day, we probably do something every hour, whether that's studying or school or whatever. So
not a lot of downtime.
No,
in this month.
Y'all
just kind of like take advantage of summer and like live it up while you can.
That is our free time. Like especially me. Like I make sure, like I'll still dance. We still have to like send in videos and stuff like in our little group message and all that stuff. Like our coach requires a lot from us, so it's not like we're done, but the summer is definitely like my free time. That's when I'm like, all right, let me just get a break right quick. So
Candace seems like she's really like,
I'm gonna
push y'all.
She don't play.
She don't look like she don't play.
And so
she do not play.
Such a nice lady though.
Yeah, she's sweet.
And so like people may not realize, and like y'all have talked about the hours and the overtime and things that goes into the dancing. Like how do y'all mentally and physically keep y'all's bodies like aligned?
Well, we just had camp, like I was saying before. So camp is really like a good example of what to show, like, okay, that mental and your physical needs to be there together. Like if if one is out of order, like you're not going to make it for the week. So Kalia had mentioned it. We do have a trainer. She has helped us a lot, just with like keeping our bodies like tight and still in shape. So I think that has been a big thing for us. And then also just with like our mental, we are really big on like checking up on each other. Kalia's our captain, and she does such a great job of like just checking in with everybody.
Since I met you freshman year, I just had a feeling that like you were gonna be a captain. Like you just kind of have like that like natural leadership quality.
I
appreciate
she's so
that.
good at it.
Thank
like
you.
She's so good at it. So
Thank you.
if it wasn't for her and like really our coach, I think like our team dynamic wouldn't be there. So they're really good at that, just checking in on everybody, making sure we're good. And I think that's it too. You can.
And what is it, Kalia? Could you tell us a little bit? I know last year you served as the junior team captain. But now this year, in your senior year, you serve as the senior team captain. So like, what does kind of being the leader, like, what's your mindset going into that, and like, how do you make sure that you meet everybody where they are? Because like Sanaa has mentioned, y'all have new freshmen coming in, and y'all have 4-year seniors who are here. So how do you maintain your relationships and making sure that the freshmen are good and the seniors and in between?
I think about it a lot, and I just think about like the type of legacy I want to leave to these girls. I think it's super important to have someone that really knows you, cares about you, but also holds you accountable. I think with the seniors, it's the rest of the team kind of it's making people feel important and seen throughout the process of all that. And then these new freshmen, I'm pretty hard on them. So just getting them to the level that we're at. And I really want to just build relationships with these girls. They're so amazing. But yeah, I think I just want to leave. I want everyone to remember, like, I was there for them. I led them. I stuck my neck out when I probably shouldn't have with athletics and done stuff, just because I want these girls to make sure they feel seen and heard from everybody, no matter if that takes a toll on me. So
so we've gotten to work since freshman year, things like that, and I've gotten to know you really well. But like, could you really explain how, since your freshman year, some of the adversities that you had to face, and like, I'm not a stranger to it at all, but like when communicating with LSU Athletics Administration and trying to, not just LSU Athletics Administration, with LSU administration in general, it's touchy, and sometimes you don't want to feel like you're coming off disrespectful or like things like that. But then at the end of the day, you're like, I pay to go here, and I put hours in, I wear this brand on my chest fearlessly, and so it becomes a passion thing. And so when you're talking to administration, sometimes it's like you don't feel heard. So can you like really explain to us, because I've been there and I know how it's like you feel like you have to pick and choose, like do I stay silent or do I speak up for what I believe in or what's right? So like, tell us how you navigated through some of those adversities.
I think we have that in common a lot. We talk about that piece of it. During the 2021 year, it was extremely hard. I think it's different when you're dealing with adults too that are older than you, and you're kind of like, you're telling them like, no, this is what needs to happen. I've learned a lot about how college administration is. I've learned a lot of people that do support us, and so I don't want to pass by that, but I've learned a lot about how it just works behind the scenes. So I think it was extremely hard. I think especially on our mental health. I hate when I feel like the people I love aren't getting what they deserve, or I'm not being heard or anything like that. So I felt there was times I was in her room, I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth it? Because I was just getting a lot of backlash, as I should, I was like saying a lot of things. But I think there's some people in the administration that we've come to an understanding of what this team means to me. And I think they know, like, that's the girl. She's not going to stop talking. So I'm always talk.
And I mean, and just keep being that way. Keep doing that. The most successful leaders and people in life are those who dared to do something first, who spoke up when everybody else thought that wasn't the thing to do. So continue doing that, because like from what we've done, from what we've seen freshman year to what we've seen this year, and the growth in the program and the exposure and the, like you said, y'all are starting to, although it took years of adversity and winning a national championship, finally y'all are starting to reap some of those benefits that y'all have sown. So keep doing the work that y'all are doing and representing the program, because y'all are known worldwide, literally. And I don't know many other school dance teams before, like even before coming here, I didn't even know really that there was a such thing as like collegiate dance and things like that. So y'all have really left not just an impact on the campus and on the students and your teammates and y'all's program, but literally on the world. So
I appreciate
doing what y'all are doing for sure.
All right, a couple more questions before we let y'all go. So
we're loving this one.
All four of us are seniors, about to go in our senior year. What's some like advice that you'd give to like an incoming freshman who doesn't really know what to expect from college?
We just had a conversation with our freshmen too about that. And I think some advice that I gave them was that don't get lost in the sauce. Do not get lost in the fantasy of LSU. It's so. And I'm gonna get personal.
Once you're here, it's not that cracked up to what you think.
Like especially if you're a girl, you'll see like a cute football player, like and if you're
girl,
a
they
guy,
don't love you.
Yes, just be aware. Or even like a friend group, they might look so cool, but you got to get to know those people first. You got to get to know someone first before you just dive in and now you just gave yourself away to them. So protect your energy. Make sure that you are just focusing on yourself, because once you get lost, you're lost away from your homework, and you're now you forgot about an assignment. So just make sure like you're focused that freshman year, because I know so many older people that are like struggling now that they're a senior because they messed up so much. Like when they were a freshman, they were partying too much.
I'm one of them.
Oh girl, me too. Me too. So yeah, that's the best advice I could give them.
I think college is like really big about like finding yourself and finding who you are. And I know just like from experience, I've had a lot of experience with like different friends and different friend groups, and you know, they don't work out all the time, and you know, sometimes that's for the best, because at the end of the day you find like those small tight-knit groups of people that you really click with, and you're like, that's all you want. You don't want the huge group of friends and like all that stuff, because like, you know, none of that stuff is like that important, you know, because like college is 4 years, I mean, undergrad, and you don't get that forever. Yeah. So just, I guess, like, appreciate it while you have it.
Right. That's a good one, too.
Right, yeah, I thank God every day for this one right here. I just want to publicly say that, just because I don't think I would have made a lot of years through this without her, so I appreciate her for that. But then also, I think, like you said, finding yourself. I feel like I've jumped from freshman year Kalia to now. It's just like literally two different people. Even like knowing you guys, it's like they're completely different people, and it's so much for the better. But yeah, I think you can get super lost, especially with a school like this. Because everyone wants to have everything and do all those things, but I think finding those people that are really passionate about things, I love those people. I love learning from people. So.
Yeah. So have y'all given any thought to what's next for you guys after graduation?
Lord.
Yes. Well, we still want to be together because I love her and we are best friends, and we like she said, like, find your one that is on the same level as you, and y'all are going the same way. Me and Kalia, we have so many similarities, and one is that we still want to professional dance, so that is our goal. So
y'all want to dance professionally for like an NFL or NBA team?
That, or more just like background dancing for like artists, and then eventually getting to choreograph for them. So like there's like big choreographers like Sean Bankhead, or I think Beyonce's choreographer, I can't even think of his name, but you know, once you're a background dancer, you get to level up to those positions. So and I think we are very capable of doing that. So after college, we are planning to go to Atlanta. I think like that's the best fitting for dancing right now. It's really hot out there. So yeah, that's like our plan, and we're just going to try and professionally dance out there and have like a job as well, like with our majors and stuff. But yeah, that's the goal.
Dream artist to dance for?
Yeah. Oh, Goalie.
Mine, I mean, I feel like Beyonce is every dancer's dream. So I'm just going to pass that, because it's like, girl,
like, we know.
That's the girl, yeah. But Chris Brown, I know he's very, you know, can be problematic, so let me not say too much, but he can dance.
Yes.
So I would love to dance for him. Yeah.
What about you?
I would say him, definitely. Him or like Beyonce, just because like I know they take care of their dancers.
Yeah.
It's like really important to like be behind somebody, you know, and like that takes care of them, and like, yeah. So, because it's hard, you know, as like dance as a job, but I know like influencing and social media and all that stuff is like so big right now. So I think like we have a pretty good advantage with that, because like we run Tiger Girls and all that stuff. So I'm saying Chris Brown. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Really enjoy the conversation with you guys. You can keep up with Kalia and Sinai on their social medias. We'll have them tagged on our story and our post. But yeah, thank you, Kalia and Sinai, for joining us today.
Thank you,
we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. Jamil and Ron will be back in the studio with us, and we'll talk a little MLB. We'll talk a little Flaugier and women's basketball. Huh?
Yeah.
MLB.
The draft. The draft. That was last week. And then we'll get back to talking a little college life. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced our own versions of life, but in the end, we're all on the same team. I'm part of that team, along with these players in purple and gold.
Kayshawn Buddha, Malik Neighbors, Miles Frazier,
Kyron Lacy,
Greg Brooks.
Whether on the field or in the courtroom, your team matters.
So join our team. Make a difference.
Bet. Let's get it done.
Man, so kind of when I entered the transfer portal, I knew, what type of facility, what type of, program I wanted to go to. Being that before I committed to Ohio State, my first unofficial was to LSU.
Oh, wow.
And but that was when Coach O and Court Raymond was here or whatever. But definitely the coaches, the scheme Kelly, trying to implement, his way of going, like detailed person. That's where I wanted to be. I know I want to be.
Did you have any experience with Coach Kelly?
No, I had no experience. No.
Really? Who was your main recruiter from LSU?
Sherman Wilson. Yeah, he was, stay consistent, honest, just gave it to me straight.
Yeah.
And this is where I wanted to be.
How do you feel about that number at this university playing that position?
Yeah, man, I definitely want it. I definitely want to come in and prove, to my teammates, not just the coaches, but to my teammates that I got to go play with, that, I deserve it. And once I do that, then, everything is, up from there. Yeah.
We're all from different places and backgrounds. We've each experienced.
Do you suffer from chronic dehydration? Are you looking to improve your athletic performance? And you need to get over and see our friends over at GoFlow IV. They're located on Jefferson Highway. Easy to find them online at GEAUXFlowIV.com. Make sure and use the promo code Jordy Collada Show. If you do, they'll take 15% off of your initial visit. Check them out online, GEAUXFlowIV.com.
Best athlete to come out of New Iberia, Mark Roman?
Kayshawn Booty.
Kayshawn? Wow.
Right now, Kayshawn, and Mark was a little bit before me. I was a ball boy. When Mark was playing at New Iberia Senior High School. I played like right after Mark. But Kayshawn just has done some things, and, just the things that you guys are seeing Kayshawn do, that he's not even scratching the surface of what we saw on a day-to-day basis at practice. He's unreal. He's unreal.
He's so natural. It's so so easy. It looks so easy to him.
Yes, it's so easy, and there's never been another a competitor I've ever seen like Kayshawn. Kayshawn would not lose going to eat pregame meal. He has to be the first. He is the ultimate competitor. He would not lose. So trust me, he will be ready.
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi, whether you need to fill up your vehicle or your belly, stop by Go-Mart and On The Go Deli. Go-Mart has clean restrooms, community coffee, an awesome beer cave, and a great selection of anything you might need on your trip. So stop by Go-Mart at 4 Sergeant Prentice Drive as you're entering Natchez on the left, and visit Tom and Wright Granning and their awesome team at Go-Mart.
But this opportunity was different. You have a chance to come to a place with unbelievable tradition, work for the winningest head coach in college football. Just be at a state. I've never been at a state where football's king, and if you just dominate your state, you're going to get some of the best players that there are.
Sure.
Yeah, so I think getting through spring, most of it was obviously just installing the offense. And I think all 4 guys really made some strides in terms of that and showed a lot of positives. Obviously, which, you guys get to talk about all the time, so you guys,
Sure.
But all 4 have done a great job. They did. I think they really did a really nice job in spring of taking strides forward individually, and everybody's different in terms of what they need to get better at and what they need to show. And then move it into summer, and I love the way they're working right now in the weight room for Coach Flint. But like I said, I think spring a lot was everything was new for everybody. So especially at the beginning, there wasn't as much evaluation, say the first 2 days, get into the flow, and then I think we got some good opportunities for some guys to get some reps, and I think everybody showed some positives.
Hey, Baton Rouge, when traveling through Natchez, Mississippi.
Welcome back to Clout Demonz. We have about 40 minutes, an hour left with you guys, 50 minutes. So one thing that I saw on Twitter today, kind of sad news. John Mechie III was diagnosed with leukemia. He announced it on social media. Stu, you want to pull up the tweet? He said he was diagnosed with acute I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Promyelocytic or promyelocytic or something like that.
Yeah. But, I guess the brighter side of this is that he can get cured, hopefully. And he probably will sit out this season with the Texans. And that's unfortunate, but we wish him all the best in his journey to recovery and to beating cancer. Cancer sucks. So we wish him all the best and hope that he can come back stronger next season, hopefully. In other NFL news, some NFL teams are getting new uniforms and new helmets. So Ron had the idea of having us rank them. From, I guess, you want to do out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have that link, Stewie? You can pull them up. So these are some of the helmets from the different teams.
Ooh, that Bengals one is
I love
cold.
the white Bengals helmet. Love it.
That's the toughest one, but that Texans one tough too. The Falcons, I don't know what they got going.
Yeah.
But that's their classic.
Yeah, that's their throwback. I mean, it's kind of but the Jets kind of
I
lied
like
too.
The Jets.
The Panthers
I like the
good
Jets
with their uniform.
I like the Panthers, the matte.
Yeah,
the
all
matte.
black and the
Right.
Yeah.
The Eagles one's hard too.
Basic.
I'm gonna go
Not too much.
Bengals, Patriots, because I like that old school Patriots.
I don't care
Jets,
for it.
Panthers, Eagles. No, actually, Texans, Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and then the Falcons.
I'm gonna go with Bengals, Eagles, Carolina, Jets, Houston, Giants, Patriots, Falcons, Dallas. I mean, the Dallas helmet and the Giants helmet to me just kind of looks.
I mean, that's
basic.
just
They're very
old
basic.
helmet.
That's
Yeah.
their regular helmet with
yeah,
a
like that's
different
their
color.
classic. Like
Yeah.
I probably have to say Panthers #1, then Bengals, then maybe Eagles, then the Texans. They're all red cool.
Yeah, that already is tough. But
I like the Patriots throwbacks, the red and white. That's classic. Giants, I don't know what they was doing. Jets, they all black good. I like the Cowboys and the Falcons. Like I really like throwback uniforms. So I like the helmets.
Yeah. What you say, Jamil?
I really do like the Texans one because it kind of gives Houston with that candy paint color.
Yeah.
I like the Houston Texans. Then I'd probably go Panthers, Bengals, Jets, Eagles. Then everybody else kind of tied after that. That's probably what I would say. The Cowboys one, I'm not too impressed, but they got some better helmets.
Yeah.
which ones?
Hold on, let me see.
I like the Cowboys in the all navy.
Yeah.
I like
when
that
they wear
better.
the navy with the white trimming, kind of
Yeah.
that white collar. Let me see.
I love when teams wear their bold color uniform or helmets, when the Saints wear the all black uniforms, when LSU wears all purple. I love that. I just think it gives a different vibe.
Yeah, make it pop.
I don't know which uniform it is, but it's just like the regular silver helmet with the blue stripes and the blue star.
Yeah.
It goes good with anything. They should get a black one though.
That's interesting.
You
I
only
think they
get
should get
one.
a black uniform.
They only get one alternate helmet.
I know. They should switch it.
What do y'all think about the Saints alternate helmet?
I mean, it's all right, but personally,
Do you have the picture?
It's in the other link. It's all right, but
I don't like it with the white uniform.
I like the idea, but the execution wasn't.
Yeah, with the white, I don't like that.
Yeah. I think it would look good with the all black uniforms or even the color rush maybe.
That's probably what they're gonna just have it for the color rush, because that's when they've been portraying them on the social media. It's been the color rush uniforms with that helmet.
Yeah. We'll wait for Stewie to pull it up so everybody could take a look at it. Huh? Oh, you got to look it up? Oh, okay. But I saw the Chicago Bears have like a all orange uniform.
Yeah, that's their Halloween uniforms. They do that every October.
Yeah. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Terrible.
You don't like it?
It's not the best. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's not my favorite either.
Washington has some new uniforms too.
Washington's uniforms look good.
Yeah.
Really?
The all black.
I don't like the Commanders.
Yeah, that's.
What is that?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Like
I heard like before, like right whenever they announced that they were changing the name, like people were swirling around ideas, and somebody swirled around the idea of like the Wolves or something like that, or the Red Wolves or something like that. I thought that was cool.
Like the thing with Washington, I think they want all their teams to like have some type of like, I don't know, like national like name with it. Cause you got the Washington Capitals, like stuff like that. Washington Nationals, like
yeah.
I think they want to keep it like that, but
to kind of keep along with the theme of DC.
Honestly, they should have stuck with Washington football team. That name was funny.
I mean, if you think about it, in like 20, 30 years, I mean, the Washington football team was only around for 2 years.
And they made the playoffs, one of them.
Exactly. Those, like, that merchandise from that time period, from the past 2 seasons, that's going to sell for a lot of money in, like, the next couple decades.
It's like the Tennessee Oilers. Like, when they had moved, like, they was only in Tennessee. Well, they were only called the Tennessee Oilers for, like, that 1 year.
Wasn't Houston used to be the Oilers, too?
Because
I thought so.
They moved them there, then moved them to Nashville.
Yeah, I think that's a dumb name, too.
Yeah.
I get it, like, oil field, whatever, but I think that's just weird. Philadelphia Eagles are going to bring back their Kelly Green uniforms as an alternate.
The Cunninghams.
Yeah. I like the black better, personally. I just feel like it stands out more. I just feel like with the Kelly Green, just look like a high school team. I guess something like a Newman wear Kelly Green.
They really do look like some high school uniforms.
Right?
They really do.
Yeah. That's what I thought, too. But, you have the pictures, Stewie? Stewie's about to pop that picture up. That's the new Saints alternate helmet. I like it. I just don't know how I feel about the little fleur-de-lis over the top.
I actually do like that part of the helmet.
Yeah? Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I always will give it to the Saints, like, from their colors to their fans. Like, they got all of that, like, that whole thing lined up. They got it knocked out of the park. Like, the black and gold, like, it looked good, it flows, and then, like, even when you, like, look at the Saints games in the stadium or the Superdome, like, it just looks like it fits. It's the whole camaraderie, the black and gold, everything that y'all do. Like, it's dope. That's what I will give y'all.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's move on. TJ, did you put that about WNBA? You want to touch on that?
Yeah, I did. I wasn't able to put the link up, but Skylar Diggins, Stu, could you search Skylar Diggins on Twitter for me? And it should pop up. But it was just one little clip, and, I'm all for the WNBA and the women's basketball. I love watching women's basketball. But, like, really, WNBA basketball is not boring. Like, women's basketball is not boring.
I agree.
Especially what it's going to become over the next, like, 5 to 10 years. Darn. Sylvia Fowles dunked in the All-Star game. Like, Skylar Diggins.
You don't really see in WNBA people dunk.
Yeah, you don't see women getting up 10 feet in the air and dunking the ball. Like, and it's like her, but it's so many more that are, like, coming behind her, and the athletes of this generation are really, like, emerging. So, like, I think that WNBA, like, the future of it is kind of bright. But, like, Skylar Diggins, she had just put this girl on skates, so that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to. Like, she dropped her on the ground.
Scored 30-plus points.
Yeah,
well, speaking of that, in the All-Star game, it was kind of like some beef between Diana Taurasi and Skylar Diggins when it came to, like, team camaraderie and stuff like that, and she was kind of looking for a trade because in the All-Star game, she had, like, 30-plus points, and the coach was basically saying, like, it was an All-Star game about Diana Taurasi, but you just had Skylar Diggins score 30-plus points, and I feel like she's being overlooked a little bit, so I think that she should look for a trade. I think she'd be appreciated more, like when she was in Dallas with the Wings. So
yeah,
and back when she was with, what was it?
I don't remember where she was.
Tulsa
before.
Shock. Tulsa Shock, Oklahoma.
I got the video.
Uh-oh. Hey, y'all watch how this girl got dropped.
Damn.
Damn. And you make the shot.
Damn.
Too easy. Too easy.
Damn.
Like, talk about literally. I mean, just play it again. Look at that. Ugh.
Her life just flashed before her eyes.
But it's like she plays like that and doesn't get the recognition that she deserves, especially from her coach.
Yeah.
But and I hate to say it, but like if LeBron does that or Ja does that, like, like it's just this huge thing. But like she got the entertainment going. Like I just feel like women's basketball is still just as dope as men's basketball.
Especially in college.
Yeah, especially college. Yeah, high school too. Like they be playing so passionate and like they really love the game of basketball. And I think that says a lot about a lot of women's sports in general. Like a lot of their sports are overlooked or underpaid. Basketball, softball, all the majority women's sports, and it's like y'all really like got it. Like y'all really play for passion because you love the game that you play, because you know that at the end of the day, even if you do make it to the WNBA or you do play overseas, you're not even gonna touch the amount of money that some people are gonna touch. You're not even gonna get some of the same endorsement deals and sponsors and things like that. So you're genuinely doing it out of love. As for women's sports, like, oh, it's always, I want to make it to the league. I want to make it to the league. Like, that's all everybody's goal is. And women, they want to make it to the league, but they know that they're going to be making less money. They're not going to get the same travel perks and all of those different things. So, I mean, shout out to the women.
Yeah. I mean, that's been a big conversation with Brittany Griner over in Russia being held in a Russian prison since February. And, you know, I saw somebody saying, like, if this was LeBron, he would have been home already. Well, LeBron wouldn't have to go overseas to make majority of his money because he doesn't get paid enough in the NBA. That's not the thing. So LeBron wouldn't have to go play somewhere else in another country, in someplace like Russia, who's going through a war right now, wouldn't have to go someplace like that, because he makes 10 times as much money as the highest paid WNBA player. You know, it wouldn't be like that. Of course he would be home by now.
The billionaire.
Exactly. I mean, LeBron is held higher on a pedestal than Brittany Griner is. I mean, people don't watch the WNBA like they watch the NBA.
Yeah, and I hate to say it, but shoot, when 21 got locked up overseas, Donald Trump was like making tweets, bro. Like, nah,
trying to get him out.
Y'all need to let him come. Like,
right.
I ain't saying I support the man. Like, let's just clear that up.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, it's like the sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And if I was Brittany Griner, you mean to tell me a rapper, not even a career, like a career shouldn't even be the topic of discussion. Oh, it's an NBA player, or it's like it's a human at the end of the day. It's an American citizen at the end of the day.
And it's not like she robbed somebody or like she beat somebody up or something like that. It was a DAT pen that had THC in it. I would think like that's like, I don't know the Russian laws and the policies.
They're
and
against it completely.
But it really comes down to the fact to politics. Like we're against them and the fact that we're allies with Ukraine. So it's like, I mean, you got to look at the whole perspective of the situation and put yourself in the Russians' shoes. Like at the end of the day, like you broke our law, and we don't fuck with y'all. Like we do not fuck with Americans right now. So she just got caught at a really, really bad time. And when she did get caught in February, like that was when the whole Ukraine,
when it was starting to pop off,
and that was really when it was like trending. So you just got, I feel like she got caught at a bad like moment. Like it wasn't like things was peaceful and it's just like, oh, send us ours back, blah blah blah. Like now they're putting like war stuff against it and the money that goes into it, and they want a guy that we got. Like it's a whole lot more of a perspective, but it still sucks at the end of the day that there's not like no sense of urgency about it. I will say
she wrote a letter to President Biden, and President Biden called her wife. But
President Biden should have been called her wife. Like she shouldn't have had to write that.
That happened a few weeks ago, and she's been in a Russian prison since February. I mean,
he probably didn't know. It was probably like the least of his worries.
No,
like y'all were saying, if it was LeBron.
Her wife did a ESPN sit down before I think one of the games, NBA Finals games, and they had like aired it and everything like right before the game started, and her wife had, I listened to the whole thing, and her wife was like, I've reached out to president, and she was like, the lady asked her like if there's anything you could tell like the president or whatever. She was just like, just please do whatever's in your power to help bring my wife home. Like,
yeah.
And that sucks. Like, she hasn't said an audible word to Brittany since February. Brittany hasn't talked to nobody.
I can't imagine.
I couldn't imagine, even if I was in American solitary confinement or prison, like, and you get some benefits. Like, I couldn't imagine being thousands and thousands of miles away from home with absolute.
I bet she can't understand
with nobody who even looks, talks, any, like, they don't have we don't have one common ground besides the fact we're human and we bleed bread, if you ask me. So, and the way that they treat her, like walking into the prison and stuff, like they got her all chained up to all these cuffs and chained up to an officer and stuff. Not saying that that's not their protocol or their thing, but it's just like being in that, like, I don't know how Brittany's doing it, but you know, I keep praying for her and hope that her situation changes.
I'm not saying if, when she's able to come back home, I pray that she has a peaceful time recovering from something like that, because like you think mentally and psychologically
she's traumatized for the rest of her life. Like,
it's such a sad situation.
She's gonna have to adjust to living here again. Like, it's gonna be a totally different, like, she's gonna view the world and life and the opportunities with her family and friends. Like, her life is completely altered. It'd be different if she was there for a week. She's been there since February. We're going into August. Like,
yeah,
that's crazy.
She's been in there for almost 6 months.
Like, that's just, I couldn't imagine. I don't know how she does it every day. Like, I don't know how she sleeps.
Free Brittany Griner.
Free BG.
In other women's basketball news, Flau'jae Johnson was tweeting about picking LSU and talking about Kim Mulkey and stuff like that, which kind of, I guess, boosted the fan base for LSU, getting people excited. I mean, everybody loves Kim Mulkey around here, and seeing someone of Flau'jae's status and kind of her celebrity kind of like praise the same thing all the LSU fans are praising. She's kind of becoming like a fan favorite, right? She's kind of becoming like, everybody wants to see her do great. And she has a cool angle about her. And, you know, she doesn't just play basketball. You know, she's a rapper. I remember watching her on the Rap Game when I was younger, seeing her. And it's like kind of like full circle.
Yeah,
like, she's
crazy.
at LSU now, like stuff like that. And she's cold. I'll give it to her.
Basketball.
Her freestyle that she did, and I don't know the name of it. She's like making it into like an actual like song. It was hard.
Yeah,
I think it'll be cool to see, like, maybe she'll perform at homecoming, like homecoming week, or maybe she'll like be an opener or something like that for the spring festival and stuff like that. I think that would be cool. Like, you know, she has the next 4 years here, 3 years, 4 years. And seeing what she's able to do on the court, too, will be really interesting. Everybody's saying she's already getting in there and practice and camp and stuff, and she's showing out. So
yeah, I mean, like, just, we always talk about like LSU and the brand and stuff, but for Flau'jae, she said when she was getting recruited and even when she committed to LSU that like she didn't want to go to a school that had like kind of boxed her into just being a basketball player. Like, she wanted to go to a school that accepted her and would really like feed into it, like feed into my career and what I do. And it's not just I play basketball. Like, yeah, I do that and I care about that, and that's 100% why I'm here, but also they're going to show that support and let me be myself and show my personality.
She's going to be successful no matter what she does after college. And
coming to LSU, there's just like not a school better than LSU because we have that swagger about us. Like, we got like there's not many schools that have like the culture and like what LSU can offer for a magnitude person like that. I mean, she was with Boosie. Boosie was flying out to Atlanta and stuff, going to her high school games, and she's under a record deal and all those things that she has going for her. But like, why wouldn't you come to LSU and be right here where Boosie gonna come sit courtside at your games? That's like on some Moneybag Josh shit. Like,
I think
you her for real. Like, you her.
I think that what was I saying? I just went blank. Oh, I think this is one of the really good scenarios of NIL, because she wouldn't be able to produce music and make money off of it if it wasn't for NIL being legal. I mean, there's a lot of conversations about NIL. There needs to be changes. I mean, that's kind of a given. Everybody's kind of in agreement that there needs to be more regulations and changes and stuff. But you see scenarios like this where she wants to have the best of both worlds, and now she can have that. She kind of entered college at the right time.
Yeah,
and
literally.
her tweet that she put out on July 21st, she said, "I swear I couldn't have picked a better school. LSU is everything I dreamed of and more." And I think that's great that she feels so passionate about LSU. The fans are going to embrace her more as much as she embraced LSU. I mean, we talked about that all the time. You embrace Louisiana's going to embrace you right on back. And LSU fans are very diehard about the people that love them. The people that appreciate the fans and shout out the fans, you know, they get that same love back to them, and it comes back tenfold. So I think Kim Mulkey is going to mold a very good team this year. I mean, they were solid last year. They had one of the biggest turnaround. They had the biggest turnaround in the SEC, going from like only winning 9 games to winning, you know, double that. So it is awesome to watch Kim Mulkey in her first year, and I really think it's only up from here from Kim Mulkey. That's Kim Mulkey. She's the Nick Saban of college basketball, in my opinion. She's that girl. You know, like when you think of collegiate women's basketball, you think of Kim Mulkey, even before she was at LSU. I mean, she did so much at Baylor. She brought people here from Baylor to come play for LSU. That speaks a lot to the coach she is and the person she is and the relationships that she has with these players, that her players from Baylor want to follow her and come here.
Yeah, I know the players at Baylor, the day, or really like the days kind of leading up to Kim's announcement about her becoming a coach at LSU, that like it wasn't that you're just losing your coach. Like, they really felt like they were losing like that person. And you know, we talked about it, like when you get to college and you find that person, whether that's a friend, a mentor, a coach, a leader, like whoever that person is, like Kim, you can see it. Like, you can see her since the day she got here in her press conferences, on the court. She's emotional. She's passionate. She cares.
She loves being here.
She loves doing what she does, and she cares about her girls. She cares about her players, and it just shows. Like, when
she's gonna retire here.
When Flaw J and the newcomers had came in a couple weeks ago, like, just Kim embracing them the way that she did, and being at Riverbend and seeing exactly and standing in the exact apartment that she's in, and just saying, when I'm on the phone with you, I want to know where you're at. Like, Kim Mulkey is intentional, and I think that's why she recruits the way that she does and gets the commits that she gets and the players that she gets, and they all respect her. Her players from Baylor come to LSU and still.
I think it's because she treats them like they're human beings. She doesn't just treat them like they're players and they can do better for the team. Like, she genuinely cares about who they are, what they go through, and she wants them to have the best experience possible while they're here. I mean, these girls are coming from all over the country there without their families and stuff, and I think that's important, to have someone to feel like you're a home away from home, because you have someone that genuinely cares about you. And like you said, I think that's why she's able to recruit so well, because she gives that sense of comfort. Like, you remember talking to her, like, just like after a press conference, like, it's like talking to like
it's like
an
she
aunt
knows
or like
you.
a grandma, or
and
like.
I think she's waited her turn as well. I think that we've had the Gino Auriemma era and the
Pat
Don
Summit.
Staley, Pat Summit, all of them, and I think that she's waited her turn. I think she'll be among the greats of the UConn coaches and the Tennessee coaches in South Carolina.
Yeah, when it's all said and done, like, if I feel like if she's here for, let's just say, 10 years, like, of those 10 years,
give her a statue.
We'll probably make it to Final Four appearances, like 8 out of those 10 years, if not more. Like, the presidents for LSU women's basketball, it's finna skyrocket. Like, last year, like you said, coming from 9 wins to what we did last year. I remember when we played South Carolina at home. I wasn't even here, but it was like packed out in the PMAC. So it's like the season ticket holders, the amount of season ticket holders went up so much, and then from what they saw this year to what's gonna happen this coming up year, like, I know that they're buying the tickets, and not just for women's basketball, every sport really.
I feel like she kind of has this Coach O kind of vibe to her when it comes to the fan base. Everybody can relate to her. She's from Hammond. Like, she's from South Louisiana. She knows the culture. She understands the culture. She embraces it.
She played in Louisiana.
Yeah, she played in Louisiana. You know, she's had such a big impact, and it's so full circle to see her be able to come back and play and coach at the flagship university and coach at such a high level that she already has been coaching for decades. And seeing her embrace that fully, like, she bought every ticket in the student section whenever March Madness was played in the PMAC. I mean, that goes, like, it shows how much she loves the fan base, just like we were talking about with Flau'jae. She embraced the fans. She knew what she was walking into when she decided to take the LSU job. I bet she grew up around it. She knows how much the fans love LSU, like die-hard fans. And she fully embraced that. And I think LSU is going to be on the come up to become, you know, the South Carolina or the Tennessees or, you know, those big women's basketball schools. Like, they're on their way there. And Kim Mulkey under the helm, I don't think there's a better scenario that you can really draw up other than a Louisiana native, an LSU fan, like, coaching that team.
In Scott we trust is all I can say.
In Scott Woodward we trust. Angel Reese from Maryland, Hannah Gusters from Baylor, Alexis Morris, she started with Kim at Baylor, and then Kim let her go. Kim she let her go. She didn't leave by choice. She bounced around a little bit, went to a couple different schools, and Kim let her come to LSU. She transferred to LSU, and she had a really great season last year.
Yeah, I personally believe that LSU women's basketball would have at least made it to the Elite Eight, or if not Final Four, had Alexis Morris been fully healthy.
Absolutely.
If you go and look at that game,
she was a very integral part of that team.
Yeah, if you go and look at the game that she did, even though she did try to come back and play that game that we did lose, like,
she wasn't 100%.
She was not herself at all. And I'm excited to have her come onto the show, whether that's with Jordy or with us here in the coming week or so. But I'm excited to hear her story and let her really tell how it was from going from Baylor to Rutgers to Texas A&M and now ending up back here, like what that process was like and stuff. But she's one of our best players, and like her leadership is going to be needed this year because we lost Kayla, we lost Jalen Sherry, we lost
Faustine.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We lost what's the other one?
Autumn Newman.
Autumn Newman. Yeah, we lost like our seniors and our leadership that really did give us a solid base last year.
She could be the face of that team.
Yeah, Alexis Morris is that next person. So I believe that her leadership is going to really stand out this year, and that the women's basketball program is going to be very successful, not just this year, but for the next 10, 15 years to come.
Yeah, for sure. Is it World Championships? Track and field going on right now? LSU alum Mondo Duplantis is going to jump tonight. He's probably going to break his own record again. He holds the world record in pole vault for damn near everything.
Jump like Mondo.
And he'll probably break his own record, win some more medals. Aaliyah Armstrong also competes tonight, another LSU alum. So we're excited to see what she's able to accomplish tonight. So keep your eyes out on that. Team USA won the women's 4x1 in the World Championship. So go Team USA. Noah Lyles breaks the American 200 record. So Team USA doing a lot of big things at the World Championships. It'll be interesting to see,
Sydney McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Sydney McLaughlin. That was amazing. People aren't even running.
Did she just get married? Yeah.
People aren't even running 53,
something like that,
400 flats. Like, she's jumping over a hurdle and ran it in 53 seconds. Like,
I did track in 7th grade and tried to jump over hurdles, and I almost broke my ankle.
Well, I wanted to be Mondo, so I was a pole vaulter, and I
did jumps and sprints. So
yeah, I pole vaulted, and that's a whole nother story for another day. Cause that is a sport that I don't even know who thought of this. Like, I'm gonna put this pole in this thing and jump over,
like high jump,
right?
Like, I did that and I was like, thought of this.
my coach, she was trying to find what was going to be my event, and high jump, I went in, I could not get
it. Looks easy,
and then
you try it,
and I could not get the step of how to jump off of with just one foot.
I slipped that one good time, and I was like, I'm good, I'm just stick to the long jump, triple jump
in the sand.
That's what I did. I did long jump and triple jump. Yeah, I wasn't good, but I did it. And then my mom made me quit because I was in 7th grade. I was like 13. And I was at a track meet. My mom was at work. And you know how, like, when we were younger, like, our friends would take our phones and just, like, blow up our shit with, like, pictures of themselves or whatever? Well, one of my friends did that, and my phone died. And my mom couldn't get in contact with me. So she was pissed. And she shows up to my high school, and she's like, you're done. You're done. I had one meet left of the season. And I was qualifying for district. And she was like, you're done. You're not doing it anymore. I'm like, are you serious?
Dang.
Like, what? Like, I'm sorry. Like, it was an accident. Like, it was a mistake. She's like, no, you're done. And I'm like, all right. So that's where I could have been an Olympian. I could have been an Olympian. But my mom killed my dreams in the 7th grade. She also killed my cheerleading dreams too, because I got ISS. It was a whole thing. I could have been a world-class athlete if my mom wasn't so strict, you know? But it is what it is.
Kind of like the kids that say that coach, if my coach would have liked me.
If my coach would have liked me.
If my coach didn't like me, I would have been way better.
I would have got more PT.
You know, I use that excuse all the time when I was younger. Like, if I got a bad grade or I got written up or something, it was like, the teacher don't like me, Mom. Like, the teacher hates me.
My mom sided with the teacher.
Yeah, my mom sided with the teacher.
It didn't matter. It's like, I'm like, Mom, I swear I was not talking, even though I probably was.
You know what my mom would tell me about if I said the teacher didn't like me? She would say, they ain't there to like you.
Yeah.
Yep, that sounds about black mama.
That's exactly what they ain't there to like you. You ain't there to make friends.
I see it now because my brother's the same way. He uses that excuse. He's about to be a sophomore in high school, and he uses that excuse like, the teacher didn't like me. She didn't tell me we had homework and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, my mom just texted me. She said, how you gonna throw me under the bus like that?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, Mom. My brother's the same way. Like, he uses that excuse like, you know, if he doesn't do his homework or something and gets in trouble for it, it's, oh, the teacher didn't tell me. The teacher didn't tell me. You got Google Classroom, bro. Go look on Google Classroom. Like, you know, kids use excuses, and like, looking back on it, I use those same excuses all the time. I always got in trouble when I was younger for talking because I talk too damn much. But one time I had a teacher curse me out in like 6th grade because I had a bad grade on a test, and I had a bad grade on a test, but then I look it over and all of my answers were right. She like misdid it. Was a math test, and she like graded it wrong. So I'm trying to explain to her, because I was crying because I was a straight A student like my whole life. Like, getting an F was like devastating. And I was like trying to explain to her, like, you graded this wrong. And she went off on me. She's like, I've been having an effing shitty day too, so you don't tell me what da, 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 da. I was like, I got something for your ass. I went straight to that principal's office and I told the principal everything that happened. And basically they told her, like, you're going to get suspended if you curse at a kid again. Because who curses at a kid in the 6th grade?
Right.
That's so rude.
Really? LSU just posted Alia Armstrong's race, and she got 4th in the 100-meter hurdles. So congrats, Alia Armstrong. I know when she came on the show a couple weeks ago, she had talked about kind of what was next and what goes into really trying to be a professional athlete and whatnot. So it seems as though, hey, she's running with the pros, and if you 4th place straight out of, you know, college and stuff, like, you're doing a great job. So shout out to you for that. So congrats.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, you're competing with the best in the world, and to say that you finished 4th, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But let's wrap up the show with talking about probably the best news that I have heard in my going on 4 years at LSU. Popeyes is coming to campus. People have been begging for this forever.
For years, like before we even got on campus.
And what I was told was that we couldn't have a Popeyes because we had a Chick-fil-A and there was like a non-compete clause. But then come to find out, Popeyes is going to be at the 5. It's not going to be at the Union. So I think that kind of voids the non-compete clause. Look, I barely went to the 5.
That line, look, if you
I
basically
barely went to the 5
there,
my freshman year, but catch me in there at least twice a week.
all the freshmen going to be in there. Oof.
I wish I still had a meal plan so I can use my Popeyes.
I started to get one on my feet. It ain't too late to add one, but I'm thinking about adding a little.
I just got my refund check.
The paw points is, wait, how you get yours so early?
I don't know. Like, I paid my fee bill. I accepted all my scholarships and my FAFSA and stuff like that. And I just clicked finish registration. The very next day, I got it deposited into my account.
Oh shoot!
My refund check.
LSU tomorrow morning. I need y'all to accept that paper. So yeah.
I told my mom, I was like, "Girl, I could have been an Olympian." She said, "You're doing exactly what you're meant to do, an Olympic talker." Get out my face.
Okay, now that was a good one. But yeah, like I mean, and that kind of we'll talk about campus a little bit to wrap it up and stuff because we know we have some people who were tuned in about that, but. We got to hear the Tiger Girls' best piece of advice. What would be like y'all's one thing that y'all would say, like whether that's a piece of advice, something to prepare for? What would y'all say?
I think as a freshman, I was so focused on trying to fit in, right? I came from a very, very small high school. Everybody that went to my high school, I would say 90% of them, they all went to Nicholls State University because it's right there in the town. Live with your parents, save a lot of money. I could have went to Nicholls for free, but I decided to come to LSU for the journalism program, for Tiger TV that I'm involved in, and just for the opportunities that I would get at LSU that I knew I couldn't get anywhere else. So I came to college not having really any friends, like not really knowing anyone. So I was so focused on like trying to fit in that I wasn't focused on myself, and that affected me mentally and emotionally. And I went through very, very dark times throughout late freshman year into my sophomore year. Went through very, very dark times, but I know that made me stronger, and made me have a different outlook on how I'm going to approach my senior year. Like I'm on this, like, I guess journey you would say of like finding myself and like being happy and content with myself and being proud of myself. And my main focus this year is just trying to put in all the work that I can, not only to graduate, but to put myself in the best position that I can to get a job when I graduate. Because we all know in this business, getting a job is not easy. Getting a job that pays well in this media world is not easy. Like, so many people get paid like shit. So I want to be able to make it worth it. And I've gotten a lot of great opportunities since I've been at LSU, and I'm very grateful for that. But I wish I would have focused more on the grind whenever I was a freshman, instead of trying to focus on people that didn't matter. Like, trust me, when you coming from a girl's point of view, when you come to college, no guy that's around that age is looking for a serious relationship. No guy is, I promise you. Like, if you my best advice, if you come to college in a relationship, whether you're at the same school, especially if you're at different schools, even harder when you're out of state.
Break up.
Let her go.
Girl, I'm going to pray for you.
Yeah,
I'm going to pray for you.
For real.
High school relationships going into college don't work.
I broke up with mine the same day I got here.
She knew it. She knew. Toxic queen.
It was a reason. Like, I wasn't going to, but I had seen something like on the way to LSU, and I was just like, you know what?
You don't even need that problem. But the Tiger Girls, Nizzy had mentioned this, and she had said, you know, just don't get so like anything can be a distraction. And coming into college week one, I couldn't, like, I was texting around with people and stuff, but I couldn't imagine like really being fully locked down to somebody who was even at a school 4 hours away. You're trying to do so much and really, like you said, find yourself, that it is very difficult to find yourself and pour into somebody else's cup if you're going to be in a real relationship.
Yeah. I mean, for a lot of people, coming to college is the first time, especially when you're coming from, you know, even an hour away. Like, my parents are only an hour away from me, but it was still like a culture shock to be on my own. I don't have to ask anybody permission to go anywhere, or I don't have a curfew to be home at night.
Yeah, that was like, that was it.
Even to this day, if I go to my parents' house and like spend the weekend or whatever, and I want to like go out or like go see friends or something, my mom will stay awake until I get home and text me and ask me where I'm at and tell me.
Don't text back.
And you don't text back, that's your ass.
Nah.
Oh my God, my mom has blown up my phone so many times. Where are you at? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, just go to sleep. I'll be home whenever. Because I'm not used to it anymore.
My dad knows not to ask me that now.
Like,
damn.
Yeah.
Sucks for y'all.
I know.
I mean, I guess
not all of us are 35, do we?
No, see, actually, really and truthfully, I grew up, I got two older brothers.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my mom has 3 boys. So it's like, by the time I was 16, it was like, all right, Jacob, like, make sure you get home at this time. Like I done been home at 5 a.m. at
Yeah.
16. Like
Must be nice.
My mom wasn't up waiting on me either.
I had
She
a
was
strict
like-
ass mama.
She was sleeping when I got home. I woke her up. She was like, "Why you woke me up?" That's just the luxury of being the baby of 3 boys, you know.
I was like, my
oldest of 3.
my home life was like, my mom was a disciplinarian and my dad just didn't give a shit. Like I would go and ask my dad. She said, "You threw me all the way under that bus, girl." Yeah. I would ask my dad stuff because like if I knew my mom was gonna say no, I'd ask my dad. My dad's first response always was, "Ask your mama." Come on, man, just say yes. I can go do what I want to do. Let me go do some hood rat shit. She ain't gotta know. We ain't gotta tell her. But that's how it always was. But, you know, coming to college and not having nobody telling me what I'm supposed to do, not having my mom come in my room and say, get up, be like, it's time to get ready to go to school, like, da-da-da-da-da. And, like, making me do stuff. Like, did you study for your test? Like, how'd your test go? And, like, stuff like that. That is something you need to get used to. And I think that just comes with a lot of discipline. You have to discipline yourself. I mean, I've had my fair share of skipping class because I'm either hungover, I'm too tired, or I just don't feel like it, or I had better stuff to do.
See, that's one piece of advice I would give to incoming freshmen. Go to class.
Sometimes.
You're going to mess yourself over.
If you feel like you can pass the class without going, don't go.
Don't go.
But if you feel like you need to go to class, go to class.
If they taking attendance, go.
Exactly. If they taking attendance, go to class.
It
If
will
you feel
hurt your
like you need
grades.
to pass
It
the
will.
class, go to class because that's one thing that I will say I did a lot of. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Like if I feel like I don't have to go to the class, I ain't going. I'm not
Right.
gonna be here.
And it's so easy, like,
It's too
even
easy.
now as a senior, like, it is so easy for one minor inconvenience to be like, oh fuck it, I ain't going. Like that,
Right.
like that.
If
for
it's
real.
raining, I'm not going to class.
If it's raining, oh no, I'm sorry. Like, the professor can do the pop quiz. Just do it because I'm not coming.
I
Like,
will say, LSU freshmen, if it is raining on campus, don't buckle up.
and look, that's what. And like,
Don't
we can
go,
talk
I'll
about
get you
that
some
for real
boots.
quick. We can be like, literally, when it rain on LSU campus, it can rain for 10 minutes and your
It's
car will be
flooded.
flooded. Your car
Flooded.
is under the water.
Get
like,
some rain boots.
an umbrella,
please, 'cause
stay in the backpack.
if you have even
Poncho.
an inkling that it's gonna rain, do not wear no shoes you care about. Don't wear no clothes you care about.
Bro, you can't prepare. No, just don't get dressed up to go to class because what I learned freshman year.
That campus has seen me at my worst.
It can be sunny as all get out, 95 degrees,
And it
and
might
in
start
2 minutes, it is an absolute thunderstorm. No warning, no nothing. Like, and then the thunderstorm done in 10 minutes.
Yep.
So now it's hot, you wet.
That's how it happened
And it's
today.
humid. You wet.
It was bright and sunny all day, and then like 5 o'clock started pouring down, and then we were good.
Yeah,
That's
it,
just Louisiana.
It never fails. That's Louisiana. So buckle up for the
I'm trying to
rain.
think about more advice I could give.
One
these
thing
young-
I would say
young bulls.
is, where was I going with this?
Go to summer school. If you want to graduate early, go to summer school.
So
Yeah,
that's
I mean, that's a good way to graduate.
That is a good piece of advice because them professors grade different in the summer. They don't care. It's-
No, they really don't.
it's
Like
so
my
much
summer
more.
class this summer, all of my
Ooh.
like my quizzes and my tests were on Moodle.
My summer class.
Hey.
That's what I'm gonna say.
Proctor, you what?
No, it was
No
not
proctored.
proctored. Nobody was watching me.
Yeah.
Let me just say I finished that test in 15 minutes.
Yeah, the testing center. Get ready for the testing
Oh.
center.
It's the worst day of your life.
Prison. Your first experience, my first experience in the testing center, I was not good on this. Like, I went to a private school. We had 42 people in my graduating class.
Same.
So it was half and half. So I was in class with like 20 people most of the time. I get in the testing center, and I'm like, hold up. This person right here is taking quantum physics. This person right here is taking business, something
Purple
business,
and
econ.
red and blue.
Exactly. And like this person in front of me is taking a math exam. Like, and I'm trying to take
here.
a sport admin exam, but still, it's just like, damn. All right, now I got cameras over here, camera right here.
People walking
You
around.
I
cannot
got a
cheat
person-
in Himes.
Right.
The people
can't
that say they cheated in Himes, I
You
don't
are
know
a
how
legend.
they do
You
it.
are an absolute legend.
I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. I heard a story about one person the other day.
Are you talking about yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
You got caught cheating in
I
Himes,
know,
CJ?
No, and he said he walked in. He had the paper, but he had like several sheets of paper, and so they was like, "You good, whatever." And he went and sat down and stuff, and then while he was taking the test, I guess like he thought he was just gonna act like he was writing. Yeah, nah, that didn't work for Buddy. He got in trouble, and they don't play that in.
Oh,
Himes.
they really don't.
Like,
you have to meet with the whole like academic.
You're
board.
getting on academic probation. Like
Yeah.
there's no. there's no.
You have no excuses.
There's nothing. Yeah,
No
there's nothing that you could tell the university that they're gonna do it. So honestly, this is my thing. If I know I'm gonna go in it and I don't know the information or the stuff, I'm gonna take a best guess or I'm gonna start Christmas.
I just
trip.
feel like if
you take the L and you be like, shit, Tigerland tonight.
That's all you can do. If you wake up the morning of the test and you still don't know it, you're not gonna know it.
Sorry,
you finna try to cram a semester's worth of work for one final exam.
Them cumulative exams be kicking my ass.
You thought. You thought.
Go if they have like
plus minus.
If they have TA study groups, go.
Yeah,
because those help me a lot.
Them SI sessions, like,
yeah.
And y'all, we're coming from perspectives of seniors in college, and
Super
Ronza,
I did that shit for 3 years.
Ronza Junior, like
Stu has done it for 10.
You gotta chill.
Really, Joseph.
You're joking off me, but don't know the circumstances.
Yeah, I know.
That I had to get through to get here.
He had to fight through some adversity.
Hey, but Stu's graduating in August.
He graduated, so it don't matter.
I graduated in December.
Oh,
we going,
okay. Never mind. I thought we were graduating in August.
No.
But like, we're telling y'all things that I wish I would have did my freshman year. Like, I went home with a 1.9 GPA when we was going for Christmas break.
That first
that first semester it did it. It did it. But had I look back on it, had I even spent an hour a week saying, let me just knock out this work, or let me go to one SI session, like in the math class that I've had to take 3 times, football math class that I've had to take 3 times.
You took football math.
I've taken math 1029. I cannot pass it. I suck at math.
Math hard.
Let's hear him out. Math 1029, not that easy. But I don't. But listen, I don't apply myself.
Like, it's not the same type of math that you're used to. It's kind of like high school math, but like different. So it's like I haven't done this since my freshman year and my sophomore year. So it's like, okay, let me remember
I went to that class. Don't do this. But I went to that class the first 2 days of the semester, and I didn't go after
never
that.
showed up.
I passed that thing with an A.
Yeah,
and it's like, and that's what my point is.
I've always been good at algebra, though.
Had I applied myself more in, like I said, an hour in something instead of going out somewhere, like it'd be a Monday night and somebody like, I'm doing nothing. I'm laying down in the bed cooling. Somebody like, yo, you want to go do
T-shirt
something?
night.
And every time I'm just like, yeah.
Don't get caught up in the party life.
Don't get so caught up in like
LSU is such a big party school, and it's so easy to get.
I'm a party promoter, and I'm telling y'all, every night you don't got to go out. Like there's nights that I don't want to go out. Like it's okay to chill or do a kickback or have a game night. Like you don't have to go out every single night, because not only it's consuming, exhausting emotionally. I mean, not emotionally, but like physically, going out every day, drinking, doing all that, like, then financially, like, it's
you think that don't add up, but it does.
You pay $10 every time to go. So let's say you go to Tigerland, just Tigerland. It's not talking about Dior. It's not talking about Dead
Dior
Poet.
charge you $40.
This is not talking about a club that's gonna charge you $40, $60 to get in if you come at 11:30. I'm talking $10 to get into Tigerland. You pay that 2 days, Friday, Saturday. Then if you get one blue motherfucker those 2 nights, you've already spent $40. You ain't got, and you gonna get drunk, so you gonna end up wanting to get food. That's another $50. That's another $10. Then you gonna need an Uber or gas money. Like, it adds up so quickly, and people really don't realize that. Like,
that's part of the trip.
It is.
Like I did the party scene. Like whenever the bars opened back up after COVID, in like April 2021, I was out every weekend during the summer and then during football season. Like I did it every weekend, every Friday, every Saturday, sometimes Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like I was out all the time, and it got old for me very quickly. And now like I feel like I told this to my mom. I was like, I feel like something's wrong with me because I'm 21 years old. I'm about to go to my senior year, and I have zero desire to go out. Like, every now and then, I'll go. But, like, if my friends beg me or peer pressure
they gotta pull me out.
It's bad when
they'll pull me out the crib.
bad when
I just don't care to go out anymore. It's the same people, the same music, the same, like, it's kind of just like, it's kind of all the same thing. Like, I feel like the only times I'll go out this semester is home games. That's really it.
I knew it was bad for me, and this is when I was in my Tigerland phase, like last summer for real. I mean, not even, like you said.
You lived in Reggie's last summer.
It's like literally, I went every single day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. I didn't even have no. I don't even know how I got in the club. Looking back on it, and I'm like, bro, like every single day, like my freshman year, from the time I got here, when they let us out of stripes, I went out every weekend. I didn't miss one weekend out during football season. My first Friday night that I spent inside, it was like January, like 20 something of freshman year. I went out consecutively every weekend for like
that was a
20
different season.
But it was like and if it's those vibes,
Fall
you just gotta do what you gotta do.
The only person in this room who doesn't know the experience of fall 2019 is my guy Ron. But honestly, if you just, it's like one of those things like you just had to be there. Like this shit was crazy. After the SEC championship, whenever
before
the
SEC championship, we had the party at the lodges that was so dumb the night before the SEC championship.
But the day after SEC championship, the team flew back or whatever, and everybody was outside like Joseph, whatever. It was like the club was about to close. It was like 1:55. The owner of Mike's came out and he was like, all the football players go back inside, and he opened up the bar for like another hour, and it was like just the football team and like a couple of other people or whatever. They came out, and like the only people that were allowed to go in is if like one of the players had like came and like let you come in. But like it was just like a movie scene. Like to me, I tweeted about it like a couple weeks ago. I was like, it feels like a fever dream. Like it still to me does not feel real that semester happened. I really think like our class, like the class of 2023, like was like the most lucky class you will ever
And here's
meet.
the thing, we got to come in on that, and like this year we're getting like based on the vibes, like we're getting Popeyes on campus. We got the Baby No Cap concert opening weekend. Then we're in New Orleans. Then the next week we play SU. Then we play like Tennessee at home. We
Alabama
play Bama
at home.
Like it's starting to give those vibes. Like I got the same emotion that I didn't get this feeling
Start
last
with a
year,
bang, end with a bang.
But it's like it's giving all the vibes that like the fall and this year, like with everything, like we had Baby come this year, like that's nobody ever thought LSU would get a artist or even spend the bread to
Garth
get an artist. Like we had Garth Brooks in the stadium, 105,000 people, like literally all the vibes have like kind of just been like slowly but surely leading up, and then like it's just so much hype around like the new culture that's kind of here at LSU right now. Like it could be special again this year.
Another piece of advice to incoming freshmen: please, I beg you, do not show up to Tigerland in your Welcome Week t-shirts. You scream freshman.
Or your UREC shirts.
We know you're freshmen if you wear your Welcome Week shirt.
Oh, they just don't know.
Don't show up with that shit.
We can't even like. We'd be here all night trying to give y'all
No,
all together.
I got one. I got one. And if you know me, you know. So, incoming freshmen or transfers that don't know LSU or whatever, student section, no, they are not assigned seats. But just because someone gets up to go to the restroom does not mean you go sit right there. If friends are like holding seats because friends are going to the restroom, do not go sit right there. The Auburn game, I was feeling great.
Feeling good, great.
Yeah, I was feeling great. And me and one of my friends left to go to the restroom and to go get a water, and came back to 3 girls sitting in our seats, and my other friends were right there. They were like, bro, we tried saving it, we told them to move, and they were like, oh, it's not assigned seats, da 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 da. It's just common courtesy. Like the girls saw us get up and like walk away, and like we were coming back, and I was like, so move. We were sitting here 2 hours before kickoff. It's not my fault that you decided to show up late and had to sit at the top of the student section. That ain't my problem. I went to the restroom, I came back. Get the fuck up and get out my seat. Like, I went off on this girl, and I was like, you know what? I got you. So I squeezed my little booty right up in there, and my friend did too. And I was like, I'm gonna make you real uncomfortable. You ain't even gonna want to sit here no more. And like everybody like around us was like yelling at him and going off on him, and they was just sitting there.
Bucking it up.
Yeah, and then I saw one of them stand up, and she got in my friend's face, and I was like, oh, okay, it's about to go down. And then she ended up walking away, and then like the whole student section clapped and everything like that. Like, just have common courtesy when it comes to the student section. I mean, there's a lot of us in there. If you want to get a good seat at the bottom, get in there when the gates open. The gates open an hour and a half before the game starts. Just get in there then. I mean, it's not the worst experience in the world. I mean, you see the teams come warm up, you see coach come out, you see some celebrities come out. I mean, it's not the worst thing ever just to like sit there or whatever. Be prepared to not have any service whenever the game starts. I mean, you got 100-something thousand people in there. You're not gonna have service. And
LSU press box.
Good thing we
Hey,
good thing we
that
get
video
Wi-Fi. Good thing I'm on
LSU
Wi-Fi. How you go hate from outside of the club? You
one-
can't even get in.
I do have one piece of advice for LSU freshmen. If you are going to a game and you want to drink or whatever like that, pace yourself. Pace
All right,
yourself.
but like
a lot of y'all have not drank like this before in your life.
especially when you're drinking at tailgates.
Right. So when you get to the tailgate, first of all, eat breakfast.
Yeah.
Eat something before you start drinking.
Eat
And
something
then-
at the tailgate.
Exactly.
Eat something every time before
And
you
then-
start drinking, so you're not
and
getting
then-
carried out the
Then
club.
you drink and try to pace yourself. Don't try to drink.
Have a
everything in the
drink, drink a
morning.
water.
Right. Because y'all just
Ooh, but once you
don't
break
come in.
that seal.
Don't come all up in the stadium falling over the.
They will
y'all know
kick
what,
you
y'all
out.
know what I'm talking about.
They will
now.
kick you out.
Yeah, but for real, like that's just you a part
And
of
you
being a
will get an
freshman.
MIP.
You have to understand that now, like
Yeah, they
you
will give
are.
you an
They was
MIP.
giving them at the tailgates.
You are an adult. Like, and that's how everybody's kind of gonna see.
You're gonna
you
get
as
treated like an adult,
You're
too.
gonna
They're not gonna
yeah.
baby you.
Nobody's like, oh, you're a freshman. Nobody gives a damn. Like, if you're a freshman or if you're a senior or if you're just coming to the game, like whatever, you still are an adult. So if we gonna tailgate and with us, we always have night games. So that gives us the whole day to tailgate and party. And I mean, people are drowning alcohol down your throats, basically.
And if
like,
you're not from around here and you
game.
don't understand the tailgate culture, it doesn't matter if the game's at 8 o'clock at night. The tailgate starts at 8 o'clock in the morning.
No, tailgating starts in like
On
PSA.
Friday.
Hold on. PSA for those coming to the Southern LSU game that don't know. Tailgating on LSU's campus officially begins at 5 p.m. on Friday before the game. So people can start setting up their tents, making their arrangements. And if they put their tent there, it doesn't matter if you come on Saturday. Like when you get there on Saturday at 7 o'clock, the people going to be there anyways. But get your spot early. Know that there's going to be people on campus well before 24 hours before the ball.
RVs start pulling
The
up.
RV, like on Friday on campus, about 12 noon, you're going to start seeing the RVs start. The traffic is just going to instantly start picking up. Parking on campus, if you're bringing a car, by 5 o'clock on Friday, do not move your car. You're not gonna have parking, and you're gonna have to pay somewhere to park your car, and it may get towed.
And don't try to leave campus
and don't
on Saturday morning.
If you live on campus, you don't need to drive nowhere on game day.
I did that one time too.
I did that one time freshman year. Me and my friends wanted to go to Reggie's and go get
the
we went
band.
to Mike's.
Get the
we
stamp.
wanted to go get stamps.
Y'all
That
know
way
about that. We got to give them that game.
That's why we didn't have to wait in line.
So
We left. We came back. Okay, keep in mind I lived in South Hall. I had to park all the way
In
by
WCA?
Spruce. No, I couldn't even park in WCA. I had to park all the way by Spruce. And like no, but like the back, like you know where like those apartments are in the back and like where the band hall is. I had to park all the way over there and walk all the way back to South. I was pissed. Don't leave campus. on game day.
And when I
Get
went
a
to my
Uber.
first tailgate, it was Alabama Auburn at Tuscaloosa a couple years ago, and one of the girls, she's like, I was a senior in high school, so she was like, look, my best piece of advice is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
You pace yourself. Yeah, I'll get you a little, the morning, you wake up, take you a little shot, get you a little drink, cool. But you don't got to take 3 shots at 9 o'clock in the morning. You not going to make it to 12.
If your stomach hurt in the morning,
you not going to make it to 12. And you got to realize you have the heat outside fighting against you.
And alcohol dehydrates you.
Yeah, so stay hydrated, drink water, like closer to game time, like if you want to get more turnt for the game, then start drinking heavier closer to the game. But don't come off the back drinking a whole large daiquiri and then taking shots and then drinking a beer like literally pace yourself. And that's not just for tailgates, that's in the club too. If you going out, like there's nothing more annoying to me personally than somebody always like stepping over me or tripping over me or fumbling. Like if my friend acting acting an ass or something, I'll be like, bro, you gotta go. Like just go home and take it to sleep, because you're making a bad name for yourself.
Yeah.
And people do start to realize, like the people who always come in the club and get obliteratively drunk. Like,
and I think one thing that people don't realize is that LSU is a big campus. Yeah, we got 30,000 students here. but
it's easy to get known.
It's very small at the same time, and especially as a freshman, if you set a reputation for yourself, that shit's gonna follow you to your senior year until you graduate. So I mean, just don't come out of your character. Nothing is ever that serious. Like, we're in college. You only really have 4 years to enjoy this, because you go to grad school. Good luck trying to like live it up and party every weekend, because grad school ain't no joke. So really, 4 years of undergrad. Don't be worried about little shit, because when you graduate in 4 years, that shit's not gonna matter.
It's not.
It's really not. Like, the stuff I used to trip over when I was a freshman, when I think about how I would handle that situation now, it would just be like, all right, cool.
Like, I was a dumbass. Like, why did I even argue with them? Why did I even entertain that situation? Like, and that's gonna come with time. Like, for all of us, like, we all have done dumb shit. We've all made a mistake. We all, something didn't happen, got in a situation. Like, it's gonna happen. No matter how hard you try to be a perfect kid. I came in like, I'm gonna do everything the right way, man. Like, a month into it, man, they was like, yo, TJ, yo, go get bottles. I bought $230 on my credit card of bottles. Dumbest shit I could have did. But I did it. My mom told me, don't run up the credit card. Okay, I'm gonna get money back. They gonna pay me back. Oh, everybody gonna say they gonna cash app you back. The person who wanna be that person, if everybody starts saying, yo, I'm gonna cash app you, either you better make them cash app you in then and there, or you don't worry about getting the money back. Just don't worry about it.
Bro, you should have told me. Like,
man, also, I think, and I mean, it's too late for people to make this decision now, but I know a lot of people that that come to LSU, they don't want to stay in the dorms. They want to get an apartment, and there's ways that you can get around that, but I think dorms build character. I'm glad, like, as shitty as dorm life is sometimes, like, with, the air condition or the showers or having a roommate being in the same room as you or sharing a bathroom or the elevators, shit like that, that's annoying. But honestly, I think if you're a freshman, if you're coming in from out of town, if you don't know anybody, being in a dorm is the best way to meet people, because you'll meet one person who will introduce you to so-and-so and so-and-so, and the list goes on. And you'll meet so many more people. I mean, I guess you can do the same thing if you stay in an apartment, but I just think, like,
it's not the same.
It's not the same. You need to have a dorm experience if you're going to be in college. And I mean, some dorms are good, some are not. They just demolished Kirby. Not sad about it, but I don't know. Our freshman year, some people broke into Kirby and got arrested. I thought that was funny. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. TJ, do you remember that?
What happened?
Whenever old dudes broke into Kirby and got arrested freshman year.
Was that Kirby, or I thought that was Cypress?
It was Kirby. No, it was Kirby.
Oh, you said. Yo, that was funny, because I seen how you played that one off. But yeah. But look, let's use that person as an example. They made a mistake. They made a bad decision. That person still to this day on campus is making an impact, is involved. People know who that person is. So it's like, hell, I made a mistake. People know my mistake that I made. We ain't gonna talk about it, but it is what it is. I bounced back from it. I came back. I helped. It happened, and you move on. Things are gonna happen that you don't expect to happen, that you can't control. You have to mature from it, learn from it, and grow from it, and keep moving forward. You are going to face many challenges. You're gonna face many good days, many high days.
You're learning how to be an adult.
You're going to these 4 years are going to teach you more about yourself than you ever will know in life. Like, you're going to learn how to be independent. You're going to learn how to pick friends, like how other people was raised, how not to do things. Like, you're going to learn so much more than just getting a degree or something in a classroom. Like, the life lessons that come from college are what make me, and I think all of us could attest, us the people that we are today. And not just the lessons, but the experiences and, like, the opportunities that we've been given, not just coming to LSU, but coming to college in general. Like, our school, whether it's jobs, whether it's internship opportunities, whether it's resources on campus, like, our school does a great job of providing resources for everybody. Like, there's something for everybody to do. There's a club for everybody. If there's not, anybody can start a student organization. Like, you make your experience, but you have to be willing to put yourself in the position to get those opportunities and experiences. So don't shy away. If there's something you want to do, speak up and say, hey, I want to try that. Like, I sat on...
There's so many organizations on campus to get involved in. Like, for any interest that you can have, there's probably an organization.
There's like a
you
game
can join.
club. Like there's everything for anything. Like you name it, they have it. So like get involved. Like don't try too hard. You don't have to do something spectacular. You don't have to do anything more than be yourself and find what it is that works for you. You may join an organization and realize, no, like this really not my cup of tea. For example, I started off in student government my freshman year, first semester, something else I added on my plate that I shouldn't have did. But I'm grateful for it because I started off in student government Senate. Senate was boring. I didn't like it. But it was an opportunity to be in a room. It was an opportunity to hear things, have conversations, have a voice. And I didn't even realize that students sat in a meeting room from 6:30 to, I think we could go to 11:30 at night. We sat and we debated on issues, and we would talk about, hey, there's an organization that wants to get money for a trip. And those are things that students are voting on and decisions that we're making. So I learned something from it, but I hated it.
Yeah.
And hey, I told him, you know what, this isn't my thing. And now I'm in student government in another department that fulfills what I like to do, and I get joy from it. So there's going to be things you like. There's going to be things you don't
Definitely get involved, though, because if you just sit in your dorm and you just go to class or you just go out on the weekends, it's not fulfilling. I mean, find something that you're interested in, whether that be if it's, you know, going towards your major. I mean, I know Jamil and I are in LSU Tiger TV. That's going towards our major. It's something we love. You know, TJ's in student government, stuff like that. Like, whether it's towards your major or not, like, even if you want to join, like a dance club or, like, there's an esports
there's
team.
Intramurals.
There's
intramural
there's so
sports.
much to do, and that's how you meet people, and that's how you just open your mind to everything. And, you know, people say college is the best 4 years of your life. I say it's the best and the worst 4 years of your life. It's the most trying times in your life. It's the most, like, it's because you're expected to be an adult, but not too grown. You're still supposed to be a young adult. It's a very, like, confusing time in your life that you're trying to figure out and you're trying to navigate. And to say that is going to be easy over the next 4 years, I'd be lying to you. It's really not. So just prepare yourself for that, and then, like, figure out, like, what's the best way to go about things, I would say.
And know when to take a break.
Yeah.
And the school may not prioritize it. Your parents may not prioritize it. Your friends may not prioritize it. If you are not right, whether that's mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever it may be, like, just be like, hey, I need a pause. Like, be okay with telling people I need help.
Yeah.
Reach out. Like, that's the way that I'm standing here, and I'm even going to be able to graduate in May. There were situations and things that I went through that some people don't even know touch the surface. And I would email my professor and I'd say, like, look, I've been doing everything that I could. I'm going through this right now. Is there anything that you'd be willing to do? Like, you have to be willing to ask for help.
Professors will work with you.
But closed mouths genuinely do not get fed. Like,
exactly.
I got in a situation a couple weeks ago where I had to go home for something. I just shot my professor an email. Look, I had a situation come up. I have some of the assignment done, but it's not going to be complete due to my family emergency. Cool. Turn it in Monday. Like, your professors will literally work with you. There's resources all amongst campus. Like, there's resources from the student health center to the union. Like, there's through your college of whatever you're in. Like, there's so many resources. If you are having a bad day, a moment, you need time, like, tell somebody, like, hey, I need a break. I need y'all to help me. The student affairs, what I think it's called, the SAA. If you need something seriously, like, those people have helped me tremendously in my experience in college. So, like, know when to take a break. If you need a couple days off, tell your friends, no, I'm not going out this weekend. You may seem lame in the moment. You're going to hear the same songs. You're going to drink the same drinks. Like, it is the same shit. The same people.
Every time.
Every single weekend. I know when I walk in the club who I'm going to see, who I'm going to talk to, what I'm going to get, what's on the menu. Like, it don't change. You're not missing nothing after you do it so many times. So if you got an assignment due, I promise you your assignment more important than that party. I promise you.
Because at the end of the day, you're here to graduate.
Forget your education. And shoot, you don't want to be the person that's here, not being funny towards Stu, but, like, you seriously don't want to be the person that you don't want to be the person that's like, damn, everybody like, damn, she's still at LSU. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it sucks like student bullshit around, but he had life situations in the predicament that he got in. But when you know that you're the person known for being in Tigerland, or you're the person known for always partying and stuff, people not gonna feel bad for you being here for 5-6 years. Like, you've partied your whole life away. Like, you didn't seem to care about it, so now you want to care when you here and all your friends. Like, I have friends who came in the same day I got here, graduated, gone, doing their thing. They've been here the same 3 years I've been here. But that just shows where their head was, where their focus was. They knew when to say yes, when to say no. Some days you are going to be like, I don't feel like going out, but I'm going to still go out. Those be the best nights. The nights that you don't expect it to be.
That's how last night was for me.
That's how last night was for me, too. Boy, we had a time last night. But Dior looked lit.
TJ texted me. He sent me a location to our after party. I'm like, look, bro, I'm not built for this life anymore. I am not built for this life anymore. I'm going to take my happy ass in the bed. I am tired.
Okay, and look at that. This is a learning moment. Bree was that person. I was the person who went to the after party, didn't get home till 4:15 in the morning. Crazy. It
didn't get shut down?
No, it was very chill. It was very chill.
Like
vibes.
kickback?
Mm-hmm. And those be the best vibes too. Like, the party don't have to have 100,000 people in it to be fun. Like, the most intimate settings sometimes be the best nights.
It's not always about how many people are there, but it's like the vibes that are there.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to Tigerland plenty of times where it's not packed. There's not plenty of people, but like everybody just turned. You remember that night last summer we went to T-shirt night? And they had that white guy with the little ponytail and the LSU jersey. And he was like turned up all night. And then that girl was like dancing. Mm-hmm. Like, it was like the most lit scenario. And
but it wasn't a lot of people.
Exactly.
It wasn't a lot of people there. Yeah. Like, and I was the person last night who stayed out till 4:15 in the morning. Oh, when I rolled over, it was 10:32. Guess what time I had to be at work? 10:30. Oh, so granted, it wasn't a big deal, but it's just like sometimes being responsible and saying, I'm going to take it in. I've had a night. I went out to the club. I did my thing. I'm going to go home, be ready for tomorrow, get on the show, whatever. Like, those are the things, the little things. It's the small things that do make the difference. And that's in sports. That's in life. The small things that you do are the things that make a difference. So.
All right. Well, I think we've touched on a lot of things that we needed to touch on. I hope somebody watching got something from that. But we're going to sign off here. We'll be back next Sunday. Jordy will be with you on Jordy Collada Show Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. Mikey Matuk will be with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 6 to 8. And then Rohan, with Where My Dog's At, will be 6 to 8 on Thursday. And then we'll be back here on Sunday at 7:30. So we'll see y'all then. Stay tuned to our social media at Clout Demonz, Twitter, Instagram, all that. And we'll have highlights from this week and all that fun stuff on our social media. So for Bree, TJ, Jamil, Ron, and Stewie, we're signing off, and we'll see y'all next week. Have a good week.
Peace.